Turn the audio down in game. Hello everyone and welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, here with the one, the usual, Evan. Last race of the season. How are you doing today, Evan? You alright?
Doing alright. Ready to close the season out with Yas Marina. Don't want to say it banger because it is Abu Dhabi.
A couple of drivers not making it today, so one person out in Q1. You don't want to be that one person out, I'll tell you that.
That would be embarrassing.
If you're in 16th, you're not going to be very happy. But a lot on the line today. Let's have a look at the standings. So Hasbro did win the Drivers' Championship. I thought Red Bull won the Constructors, but they haven't. AlphaTauri can steal that from them today, as we don't actually have a Red Bull driver on the grid, besides a reserve of Ted. So if AlphaTauri score, let me do some quick maths, 33 points, they take the championship.
That's pretty manageable for that AlphaTauri team. They're pretty quick. They have a quick pairing. They just need to have a good race. And they could probably actually steal that from Red Bull.
They just need to get everything right. As Phil Mitchell first on the track as usual. Do some maths. If Boosie gets 21 more points than Cameron, he gets 4th. Bradley and Blink are fighting for 6th. Lee and Liam are fighting for 11th. Sorry, 10th. And Tyler. Jack and Matt fighting for 14th. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
And then you have all the AlphaTauri, Renault, or AlphaTauri, Renault, or Alfa Romeo can take second today, depending on everything. To be honest, if Alpha get a 1-2, they get it. I don't think Hasbro can actually get it. What's
No.
283 plus 26? That's like 312 or something like that.
Yeah.
Something around that. So Hasbro can get second.
309. Yeah.
We'll just see what happens. But prediction for first, second, third in Q1?
After last week, I honestly personally think Swanee's going to go for a second consecutive pole. Around here, I think Xbox 7 Up can slot into P2, and I think Hasbro has had some good qualifying performances this season, but has struggled as late in getting on that top 3, but I think he could steal 3rd.
I'm going to go, as Phil Mitchell goes goes over the curb there.
But doesn't invalidate. Wow.
I'm going to go with Swanee P1, Xbox 7 Up P2, and Ted in P3.
As Phil Mitchell heads down into one of the long straights down here in Abu Dhabi, right into this tight chicane. Really easy to snap the back end around on that right-hander coming onto this DRS straight. Just need to get on the power, smooth and consistent.
Trying to find a picture of the track with all the track corner names. Can't find one.
Probably because the track is bad. They don't need to make one.
You're not wrong. Hopefully it won't be too boring today. Maybe some rain in the race.
As we come on to the hotel section, as we sweep under the brilliant color-changing hotel, that's the main attraction of this track. It's not even the racing, it's that amazing hotel. But we move on as we come to the last few corners of the lap here for Phil Mitchell. Pretty decent lap to open up qualifying for the Williams. It's a 35.7. And next up will be
Matt Brooks.
Yep. Mercedes, which admittedly looks pretty good under the lights, goes ahead of Phil Mitchell by about a 10th.
The next up will be Bradley, who's invalidated, and then the Alfa Romeo of Fusion Gamer.
We stick very close to that AlphaTauri that whole lap. Yeah, I'm not surprised that it was slower around, as we have a yellow flag for, I think that's McLaren, getting out of the way.
Like Boozy invalidated his lap, so he's going again now.
Insane.
Got insane power.
He's on a lap. 36-3. Racing point of Lee Davies now crosses the line. Not a very, yeah, that was probably a
yeah, he's now starting a lap and blinked at a 36.4. So obviously, dirty air around here isn't too nice. You don't want to be up behind a car during your quali lap.
Absolutely not. As Xbox 7 Up and Tinnick, both of the next two drivers across the line have both invalidated. So it won't be them as we move on to Swanee, who will actually be the next one to cross the line.
I don't see how people invalidate on this track. I think it's not too difficult. It's easier to lose the rear end on this exit or the final turn than
it's
to invalidate.
35-0 for the Haas of Swanee.
Flaming Hobo next to cross the line. 36-2 puts him in 5th. There's a lot of big difference between the times there at the minute. I'm assuming it's just people getting used to the track. Mitchell comes into the pits and it's a yellow flag in sector 1 for some reason. Next up will be Bradley in sector 3 now. He's at a very slow sector 2.
As he comes around the last corner now, running towards the line. It's only a 36-2 for the AlphaTauri.
Need a very good finish today if they want to take that second place in the championship, and a time like that's not gonna do too good. As Matt Brooks goes into the pits, and there'll be a McLaren of insane power who's into the pits as well. Lee Davies is on the lap.
Oh no, I forgot to lead it. Yep, it was Lee Davies. Trying to improve on his time. Does improve, but stays in P9. As of right now, Blink has, I think, missed pit entry as he's going around again.
And Boosie invalidated his lap as well, so he's going again. Ted now starts his lap. Xbox 7 Up across the line to set his lap now. Does a 34.7.
That's a nice lap there from the AlphaTauri.
Got second last week. He'll be looking to see if he can get a win on the final race of the season.
Oh,
Matt Brooks has left the session. Swanee will be coming into the pits. So Hasbro
on an outlap, yeah.
Got a nice funky helmet.
Yeah, trying to spice it up here for the last race of the season. I think that helmet design might actually be better than the racing we might get in this race.
You either get a really good race or a really bad one, but Bradley's actually 2 seconds up on his time, but he's invalidated, so that might explain why.
That's unfortunate. As Hasbro sets off. I think Boosie will be next across the line.
Yeah, nearly invalidated there. He's really struggling with this track. Yes, this is his 3rd lap now.
Ooh, nice lockup on the right front.
Still yet to set a valid lap.
Nice clean through there. Keeps it on into the last corner now. Actually going to set a lap here. Here comes the Alfa Romeo. It's only a 35.1 though from the Alfa Romeo. It's P3.
It's a time on the board though, and I'm pretty sure he won't get knocked out of Q1, so he can just go chill in the pits now until Q2.
Next up was Ted. He's invalidated, so he'll set off for another one as we have actually kind of a bit of train pouring behind this Mercedes. I think that's Harley. That's getting ready to set off.
7 Ups on an in-lap. Blink is on an invalidated lap. So next will be Hasbro.
Gotta get very close to that inside wall on that curb.
Coming through sector 3 up to the final test. It's looking like a very quick lap, to be fair. Fight for P1 as he comes across the line and goes P1 with a 34.4.
Nice lap there for the Renault.
2 seconds quicker than 10th. That's a very quick lap. As that Fusion Gamer crosses the line to go start his lap.
Flaming Hobo now crosses the line, improves, goes P5 with a 35.1.
And Lee Davies is retired.
Just wanted to set in a banker lap.
Improve.
So it looks like that's going to be it's going to be the racing point out of qualifying.
If if he doesn't think he can do better than that, then I guess just get out early and avoid anything as Ted nearly drives into the back of Tanik there.
Hasn't invalidated just yet. Using a lot of that exit curb through the hotel section as he comes to the last sector now. Ooh, misses that apex.
35.
Yeah, it's a 135.6.
35.6. It's 0.04 of a second behind Brooks, but goes 7th. Well, it's enough to get through. I mean, you don't. If you're above Lee Davies at this point, you don't need to worry really, because one person out in Q1.
As there's Harley going ahead of his teammate by about 6/100th of a second. Nice lap there from the Mercedes man. Would have been P6.
At the minute, Tanik and Mark need to beat Lee Davies' time to get through to Q2.
Tanik is on a lap now.
As Ted jumps out the way, doesn't give him the slipstream down the main straight. I mean, Tanik we know has raw pace, so could show us anything here. It could be for P1 as he nearly loses the rear end coming out of that turn there onto the DRS. This is a weird braking point coming up. You can go over the curb on the right, but a bit too much you can invalidate. It's very easy to lose the rear end through here as well. Gets through.
Pretty well gathered lap here for the McLaren so far. So he swings through the double apex right-hander, really fast, always flat out. Then onto the brakes. Into this really fiddly section, heading out of the hotel. Oh, a little bit wide on the exit curb. We're gonna lost him a little bit of time.
Very wide there, nearly invalidated his lap, but he comes across the line now.
35.4. Goes ahead of both Mercedes. Good lap.
It's crazy to think that's a second behind Hasbo. Hasbo has a lot of pace, I think it's fair to say. Xbox 7 up in Swanee, I think both fighting in Tier 2 next season. So there's definitely some competition next season in Tier 2.
Definitely.
Next will be Mark just needs to set a lap to get through to Q2. 5 minutes on the clock. I reckon you'll have a couple people out there now just trying to steal that P1.
Yeah, Fuji Gamer has come back out, but he's about 2 seconds down in this time currently.
He's not using any ERS, I'm assuming it's an in-lap. Maybe just getting those... Ooh,
he's actually just hit that inside wall.
Maybe just warming a pair of tyres up. Bradley's a 10th up on his time on the main straight, so through sector 1 he's got a 10th, which is pretty good as he comes through. And sector 2, maybe we'll pick up a bit of slipstream from the Alfa Romeo ahead. Comes out the way.
Mark's about to set off on his lap. Got a little bit sideways on the rear end there for Bradley, heading through that right-left chicane.
It's a bit of a tricky sector, that one. Well, those turns anyway. Very easy to lose the car as he's coming to a bit of traffic in front of him. Hopefully they jump out the way.
Yes, Tanik does get out of the way for the AlphaTauri. Nice smooth back of the power, doesn't run too wide. Into the final 2 right-handers of the track.
Looking good for Bradley as he comes around the final turn, crosses the line and goes 4th with a 35.0.
So the
Alphas have pace.
Yeah, the AlphaTauri boys, both 2nd and 4th so far here in Q1. Let's hope they can carry that pace over through the rest of qualifying. As Blink is now next across the line, 3/10 faster, goes 13th.
As Mark comes out the, I don't know what that turn's called.
I think that's turn 8 and 9. Yeah, very easy to lose the rear end there on turn 9 into nice smooth of that sector. A little bit too wide
to lose it.
Keeps it on the track, doesn't invalidate. Now on the brakes. Ooh, yeah, missed that brake point just a little bit. Got a little bit squirrely there on the exit curb. Within that track limit.
If you brake too late into turn 21, you can very easily, not 21, sorry, 17. You can go straight over onto the curb and lose it all.
That's P14.
Yep. 14th. So everyone is through. Lee Davies will be out at Q1. 2.5 minutes left on the clock. And now we're going to see this. This is why you need a full grid for full quali. Obviously a few people out because of the exams and stuff, but it's just nothing to look for now until Q2. What is the tyre strategy around there? I think it's soft, medium, medium.
Yeah, it's a two-stop, because I don't think a medium hard is possible around here with the high-level tire.
Medium hard's possible. I did it. It's just slow. It's very slow towards the end.
So yeah, I think that two-stop is where it's going to be at for most of these drivers out here. I mean, you might see one or two try to brave the alternate strategy, as we see back Boosie go P2, about 10th behind there on Hasbo's pace. We might see some drivers try that alternate strategy. I know Lee Davies for one will definitely want to try that alternate strategy out.
I've got Matt Brooks messaging me saying his Xbox frozen, kicked him out, he's joined back, but he's not in his car. It's amazing how many people don't know you can get back in your car, and obviously you'll get flashbacks to this. What race was it? China, I think? You disconnected and didn't get back in your car?
Yeah. I think that day I was already fed up because I had a good lap going for Paul and I missed out. And I disconnected. I'm just like, screw it. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Owen was rapid on China. Bearing in mind he doesn't use any assists. He won. I think Owen won China. Is it me that won China or him?
No. Unless you're talking about season 1 China, then yeah, you won season 1 China.
Season 1 China, I won that. Yeah, I got 3rd this season. That was a bad race.
Yeah. Don't blame me. I only got 5th, 13th. 13th? Yeah, 13th.
15th.
Oh, did I get 15th? 15th.
You got 15th.
Yeah, I was just trying with tire heat.
I mean, was it you or was it your AI that got 15th?
This season it was me that got 15th because, you know.
It was the season before that you DC'd?
Yeah, it was the season before I got DC'd.
Too many seasons, I'm telling you. But, on board with Blink into Sector 3, down in 13th. Blink's a weird one, you know. He does really well in Tier 1, but just struggles in Tier 2, which is, I don't know if it's just he tries harder in Tier 1, not too sure, but he crosses the line, he goes up to 12th, so he jumps a position, improved by 2.5 temps.
As he retires. He's set 5 laps on the set of softs just for this one session.
As Boosie drives into the pit wall, he missed the pits completely, and goes straight into the wall. So you don't want to do that in the race. We
just had almost a repeat of what happened at the USA, where we had everyone hitting into that inside pit wall in Q1.
Some of the was it Tariq that did like a 360 spin into the pits again or something? I don't know.
Yes.
There's some very eventful moves into the pit.
Swanee has come back out again to set off
that P1.
He needs that P1 bragging rights. Fusion Gamer's also out again, trying to improve.
Is that, or he's trying to figure out what pace he has compared to the cars ahead, if he can challenge for the P1 on a soft 2-stop strategy, or if he tries to switch up and go for something the rest of the field isn't trying, I guess.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, if he can gain the tyre advantage. But that's good. Quali. Lee Davies will be out.
And yeah, now we wait to Q2 and see who gets knocked out heading into the one where it actually
see who's on a lap. I think Ted's on a lap, but he's 7 tenths down on his time, so he won't improve. So we'll just see if Swanee can grab that P1 or not. He's up on his time by 0.02 of a second, so
you never know.
He's come to the end of Sector 2, he's just below a 10th, but he might have a lot of time in Sector 3. It's very easy to lose the rear end or touch a curb you're not meant to touch, or just brake too late into the turn he's coming up to now and go wide. If you brake too late here and you go over,
he's got that braking point nailed.
Comes around. This is looking like a really good lap, to be fair. Coming around the final turn now.
Looking it up here in the Haas.
Improve. Crosses the line.
Does improve. Goes P3.
3 temps he had in that final sector. It's Fusion Gamers on the lap as well, but he's invalidated, so he'll cross the line and end Q1.
That's Q1.
Obviously not the most entertaining Q1 we've had since the full qualifying format has been in, but
I'm sure next season we'll have some nice Q1 sessions.
I think I don't think we'll beat USA. I think
No.
USA was one of the best full qualifying things I've ever watched. But Hasbro sets a 134.4, so that'll be the time to beat in the last 2 qualifying sessions as we lose Lee Davies in Q1. Insane Power 15th, Mark in 14th, Fusion Gamer 13th, Blink 12th. Oh, sorry, I can't. Phil Mitchell 11th, Ted 10th, Matt Brooks 9th, Tanic 8th, Harley 7th, Hobo 6th, Bradley 5th, Xbox 7 Up, also the other Alpha Tori in 4th. So they've got good pace. They just need to try and beat Swanee and Boosie, who are in 3rd and 2nd, and see if they can jump up to P2 in the Constructors.
That's right.
There's a lot there available. There's a lot available today, but it's just we need to get to the race. We need qualifying to finish. We need to get to the race. Hopefully, something that will wake us up.
I like how the first race that we had a full qualifying was actually the best full qualifying that we've had so far.
I mean, we're doing full quali for Tier 1 on Wednesday, so that'll be good for Japan. Get some strategies in. I can't actually remember the strategy for Japan.
Probably a medium hard, right? As we do have some drivers here in Q2 that are looking like they want to throw on a set of mediums and try to run a lap.
Sneezed. So they'll be getting for the one stop, or they're just warming up some mediums, one or the other. But I think Japan's a soft hard. Could be completely wrong, but I think it could possibly be a one stop. I am going to double check because we have time to.
Plenty of time. As Phil Mitchell beats everyone to the punch, out on track first as usual.
See, Japan's normally wet, so I can't find a race where it's not raining.
Yeah, good point. The Tier 2 race wasn't wet, if I recall.
But I think we had a couple safety cars. I know there's some big crashes.
Oh yeah, good point.
How Hasbro didn't crash out that day, I don't know. I need to get rid of this thing on the left-hand side of the screen. It's so clunky and annoying. I just want to be able to see the cars. They need to improve their spectator menu for the next game for sure. Make it a bit more realistic.
Yeah, they could have just moved the tower up instead of being like in the middle of the screen. That'd be great.
I just wish we could have it how it is in real life. You pick a 3-word abbreviation for your name, or they do it for you. So Ted would be TJR, and then it would have the how'd they have it in real life? Just like the Red Bull logo on the left.
Well then again, mine would be Edo.
That do be kind of Edo. But just if they can make the graphics more realistic like real life, the game would be so much better to watch.
Well, Phil Mitchell was the first driver out on track, but Ted actually overtook him. During their warm-up laps
on the straight.
So he'll be going first.
Ted's on the softs. There's a yellow flag sector 3 for some reason. People just catching up to each other. But yeah, Ted on the softs. The lap to beat. I think what was that, 34.4?
Yes, fastest lap in Q1 was 34.4.
So what can Ted do on his banker lap? 12 minutes of Q2 to go.
Too much of the inside curve. Yeah. As Phil Mitchell has gone wide into that braking zone and just completely nixes that chicane. Though to be honest, I think that this track would be way better without that chicane in there. But you know,
he invalidates also.
That's just me. Blink will be next across the line on a lap currently in the Ferrari.
I think today's the first day I've looked at people's helmets, and I tell you what, Blink has a very cool helmet. It goes well with the Ferrari livery. Maybe
mine's more boring than that. Mine's only just blue. It's blue.
Mine's just pink, I think.
Well, mine's not straight blue. It has some design on it, but it's still pretty boring compared to what Blink has conjured up.
I need to bring some designs. Maybe a new one for every race. But we can't really go off how good this lap is, because I don't That's why we need sector times. Like, you know, at the bottom of the screen where they have during real quali they have like Lewis Hamilton, Bottas, and it comes up green, yellow, red, or it tells you how quick they are in each sector. I mean, just give us something, man, please.
Anything
that we can talk about. Have you seen the sprint qualifying that they're bringing as well to real life?
I'm not excited about that. I think it's just not. I don't think it's gonna. It's just not gonna work. I don't think.
Blink gets a 36-1 on the mediums. Next will be Fusion Games across the lowers. Pagbusi. I think he invalidated his lap. He did. He's invalidated the next one as well.
As Tenek goes to the top on a set of softs.
So that's only a 10th off what Hasbo did. So that's a good lap. Next across the line will be
Williams.
Flamin' Hobo on an out lap.
Insane Power next across the line. Also on softs. Both McLarens elected to go on the soft tire.
Crosses the line of 35.6. Quicker than the medium runners. So if they don't switch up, could get through to Q3, which would be good for the McLarens. As Fusion Gamer goes third with a 1:35.8.
Bradley goes
third as well.
Third on a set of mediums, about only 2/10 off of Insane Powers. Harley goes third fastest on a set of softs. Third.
What's next? Is Mark going to go third?
Nope, he goes seventh. I think that was
that
was a good lap there. From the racing point, there's a Haas, which is Swanee, who's going to be coming to start his lap soon. Matt Brooks is warming up his tires, ready to go. Did he get third? As we have a spin.
And he invalidates. Mark is invalidated. Is that going to invalidate next lap as well?
Yellow flag, sector 1. It was for Mercedes. Of Hartley, I think, letting some guys go through.
Ted up to cross the line now. Will he take third?
He goes second.
Goes second. Splits the McLaren to 35.5.
And Phil Mitchell.
3 for Mitchell.
Only a 36.007 there for the Williams. Not quite in the 35s.
Isn't too bad. He's only a 10th off Bradley and his teammate next season. And I mean, Bradley, I think we can all agree, is a bit quicker than Phil, so not a bad time on the mediums.
As Flaming Hobo will be next to the line there on a set of softs. Williams electing to send one driver out of mediums, the other driver out on softs. Trying to split their strategy.
Times and pick the strategy as he goes second with a 35.2. So Tenek's a very good lap.
Yeah, Tenek's lap's still up there as we got a little bit of a traffic jam there in the third sector as Fusion Gamer, I think, was on a lap. And both McLarens elected to hold him up. They both did not get out of the way.
Oh, he drives into the pit wall at like full speed. Pagbusi's now starting his lap. Obviously got this and next lap invalidated when he was on his out lap.
Xbox 7 up, about to warm up, get ready to go as Mark's on a lap, so he's going to need to get out of the way. Actually, Mark's not on a very fast lap, so there's no need.
Yeah, he's got all of his ARS. He's saving to go again.
Bradley's into the pits. Xbox 7 up. Sets off.
He's starting his lap. I think Swanee's on a lap, actually, about to come across the line.
Yes, he is. He is on a lap. It's a 35.1 for the Haas. Goes ahead of the Williams on softs.
That's nearly a second quicker than Bradley. Well, obviously it's not. It's 8/10 quicker, but you know what I mean? Very quick lap from Swanee.
On the side of softs is now Hasbo. Sets off on his lap. And we have a Williams next.
That could be interesting. All these quick guys going on the medium.
Oh, is Phil Mitchell spun it?
Phil Mitchell spun.
I think he actually... Was he on a lap? Or did he just miss pit road?
I think he might have missed the pits.
Nice.
Because he has no ERS. That's funny. Maybe a spin for one of Mercedes? No, he was just jumping out the way, I think. So there could be, at least like Tenek, for example, on the softs. His 2-stop could be a lot quicker than Swanee's 1-stop, so we could see. I think all these quicker drivers going for that strategy might not actually pay off.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right about that. But we just have to wait and see on what strategy is the quicker run around here. As Pacbus is going to be next across the line on a set of mediums. For the Alfa Romeo, it's only P2. It's a 35.1.
Only P2 is on the mediums. What a lap from Boosie. Just beat Swanee. Xbox 7 up in sector 3. Can he go quicker than the other two medium runners? Comes around the final turn. This is looking quick. Crosses the line, goes 6th. Not as quick as the others, but still a very good time for the mediums.
Next up, a Hasbo who's invalidated. Won't be Hasbo. Next up, Matt Brooks, who is on an in lap currently. So it's
Williams behind was Phil Mitchell. I'm assuming missed the pits.
yes. So I think he's gone around again to yeah,
Will
make
he
it in.
miss the pits again?
Gets down on the brakes
Nice
and
slow.
he makes it in this time. As Matt Brooks misses the pits behind him, it reverses. It reverses into the pits. I can't see how this is a hard pit lane to get into.
Swanee gets in. Good job, Swanee. Next up, Fusion Gamer.
Starting his lap
for the pits.
Sets off.
Blink
Next
just
up,
behind.
yeah, Blink.
Go
Blink
as well.
needs a good lap here if he wants to make it into Q3. But he is on a side of mediums.
It's on the mediums as well, so he's all or nothing. Is Boosie on another lap, or is he? He's on an in lap. He's going nice and slow. Harley on an out lap, and Xbox 7 up might be on another lap. He's no, he's not. I'm not using the whistle.
Or DRS.
Hasbro's invalidated again.
Hasbro's struggling here so far in Q2, just trying to find track limits, which I didn't think was that big of an issue there in Q1, because he did set the fastest time, but looks like he's just struggling a little bit.
He's got the nice helmet design, but he hasn't got the nice smooth driving that Hasbro normally has.
I think if I were him, I would jump on a set of softs and just bank in a lap.
Yeah, I don't think he should risk not getting through now, because they could throw the chance for another win under his belt.
I think he has a missing piece of front wing as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he mimight have wing damage because he is struggling. Yeah, he's missing the right end plate. Oh, he's missing the whole right side of the wing.
Yeah, whole right side of the wing is gone.
As Xbox 7 Up jumps into the pits, doesn't crash into the wall. That's a good point. More Hasbro. Ooh, as Blink spins in sector 3.
Oh, that's a shame.
Just caught him spinning there.
I think he got onto that curb out there.
Lap.
Just dropped it.
Hasbro gets into the pits, doesn't crash.
As Fusion Gamer's gonna be next to the line. Not a good lap there from the Alfa Romeo. He pulls in, yeah. Oh, as he misses the pits and slams into the pit wall. Right by Ted, who sets off on a lap.
That's amazing.
Ted just drove by and just saw an Alfa Romeo just parked.
We can see a massive pile up in the racing. Everyone's going to go to pit on the same lap, and they're all going to miss the pits. Will Blink make it into the pits?
Goes nice and slow into the pits. Actually makes it into the pits.
Blink into the pits.
As Mark's on an out lap. You ready to set off?
Jump out. So obviously Bradley at risk at the minute. He's in 10th on the mediums. He needs to. If I'm Bradley, I'm getting out on those softs. Fusion Gamer's got pace.
Ooh.
Phil Mitchell's got pace.
There's a piece of Alfa Romeo front wing just strewn in the middle of the track there on the exit of that last corner. Wouldn't say that.
Fusion Gamer's wing.
Yep. Wouldn't say that would be too safe of a place to have a front wing. So that looks like it's got picked up by some of the invisible marshals around here. As Harley goes second on a set of softs, so 134.9.
Which I was going to say knocks Bradley down, but it didn't because he was already up in the top 10. His Hasbro's coming out on the softs. Everyone on the softs now.
That's a smart idea.
Besides Boosie. Which is interesting because Swanee did a lap on the mediums, so maybe he's changed his mind and actually wants to start on the softs if he comes out, which I can hear his car. No, I can't. I can hear a Ferrari. Ignore me. But we'll jump on board with Mark then. He'll be next to start the lap. No, not to start a lap, to cross the line even. Ignore me. As he comes to the end of Sector 2, is he up on his time? He is by 10th at the minute. He needs about 5 tenths to jump up one position. Maybe everything in Sector 3. Maybe made a mistake on his lap. I mean, we did see him go sideways out of the next turn, I believe. So there's a lot of time to be made here.
All the brakes makes it nice and smooth onto that right. Into the hotel section. Playing a nice safe in terms of track limits.
The Alpha Tauris are actually fighting over positions here on the track. But Mark comes to cross the line.
Oh, it's only P12. Does he have enough time? I don't think he had enough time to get around.
It's insane power now to start his lap. Phil Mitchell is on a lap. He's 6 tenths up. Come around the final turn to cross the line. Doesn't lose the rear end this time.
Goes 10th. Pushes 10th. Bradley out.
I don't think that's going to be enough to get through.
He might have
to go again, which I think he is now. He's full speed ahead. Matt Brooks in 8th.
Hasbro sets off. Minute 15 left to go in the quali. This is going to be everyone's last chance for a lap. I think Mark is out of qualifying.
Yeah, Mark's pulled over to the side. He's letting cars go. So Mark, 13th for the minute. Hasbro still yet to set a time.
Oh, Phil Mitchell is invalidated. Fleming Hobo retires as Phil Mitchell has invalidated his lap, and that's gonna. I think that's gonna be him done here in Q2. I think he's gonna get knocked out. All these guys behind him are gonna improve.
Hasbro on the soft lap has invalidated every lap so far this qualifying session. So if he gets caught out, the only person that can beat Phil is Bradley.
As Mark is retired.
Anything can happen to Bradley here.
Will
Hasbro get a lap on the board, or will our
Ooh.
constructor, or our driver's champion, start at the back?
I just jumped on board with Insane Power, who has invalidated his lap, sitting up there in P9. He's definitely at risk here to get knocked out, especially if Bradley and Hasbro both improve. Actually, Hasbro gets the time on the board. He might actually do some good here. Unless Insane Power can make it around.
Bradley could both knock some people out here. But Hasbro still
Matt
on the
Brooks,
lap, hasn't invalidated.
A little wide there on the brakes, but keeps it in within track limits.
Blinks out of the session, so he doesn't think
Insane
he can
Power
improve either.
just made it to the line with a second to spare. Will actually be able to set off on another lap.
Hasbro through sector 3 now, hasn't invalidated his lap. There's 2 tenths to go to get a lap on the board.
Matt Brooks goes to 5th. Here comes the Williams of Phil Mitchell in. Here comes Hasbro. He's going to knock the Williams out right here. And goes Poe by a 10th. Hooks up a lap and goes Poe. As Fusion Gamer doesn't improve. He's out of qualifying. Here comes Swanee on a set of softs. Will he improve? I don't know if he made it to the flag in time or not.
Bradley next across the line, then this is to get out of Q2 to
5
Q3.
tenths. This is Insane Power is going to get knocked out. And the McLaren of Insane Power knocked out as Bradley goes 4th. But admittedly, Insane Power is
on the lap, so
about a 10th down currently.
He's a 10th down in a minute, but he just needs to find some time. His Xbox 7 Up actually goes to cross the line and improves and goes pole.
Yeah, goes pole by about 2 tenths. Pushes Ted into that 10th spot. If Insane Power improves enough, actually, he's 4 tenths down there in the second sector. Don't know if that's going to be an improvement for the McLaren. I think he's going to get knocked out.
Might have done a back-to-back lap, or he had his ERS on his out lap.
He did a back-to-back lap because he invalidated his first one.
Didn't save enough ERS in the lap to the line, but I guess it was a rush to the line. Can he find 3 tenths? Well, he needs to find more than that to get all the time back that he already lost.
Yeah, way more time than that.
Around the final turn.
No, I don't think it's going to be it. It's not. It's only P11.
The Insane Power 11th, Phil Mitchell 12th, Fusion Gamer 13th, Mark and Blink 14th, 15th will be knocked out. Hasbro slows down on his lap.
I think the surprise knockout there was Phil Mitchell.
Yeah, I don't think he's a fan of this track really, and I don't think he actually got a good. He didn't get a clean, good lap in. But we've got 2 medium runners.
Yep, 2 mediums.
Q3.
That's a Swanee.
And Swanee.
Yep.
So.
Everyone else? Oh, Xbox 7 Up set 3 laps on his set of softs. And that's those tires he's going to start the race on.
They're going to be nice and toasty.
Everyone else, 1 lap of softs.
2 on his. Yeah, this will be strategies may be an interesting one here. Well, Hasbro hopefully will just cross the line. Please don't go into the pits.
Go to the pits.
Go across the line.
Go to the pits. Go to the pits. Go to the pits.
Go to the line. Go to the line. Go to the line. Mr. Pits. Mr. Pits. Mr. Pits.
Nope.
Hasbro with the cleanest pit entry we've seen today.
Wonderful.
Didn't lose the win.
Well, that's it for Q2.
Yeah, 34-2. So we'll update that. Can 34-2 be beaten in Q3? 2 medium runners, Boosie and Swanee, will want to be as close to the front as possible on that 1 stop. Everyone else on the softs. I want to know what Insane Power, Phil, Fusion, Mark and Blink will do for the race. What tyres will they jump on to? Because, yeah, as we were saying earlier, the 2 stop might actually be better than the 1 stop. But yeah, 34-2 from Xbox 7 Up. He's 10.5 quicker than Hasbro in P2, who just got through. didn't invalidate his last lap, so didn't let the nerves get to him. Tenek in P3 with a flyer of a lap, actually, very close to the front guys. Harley in P4, Bradley P5, who's a bit slower on those softs than I thought it'd be. Only just beaten Boosie on those mediums, Swanee as well on the mediums, and then Matt Brooks 8th, Flaming Hobo 9th, and Ted getting through. The guys getting knocked out, still 3 to 5 tenths off the pace of P10. So I'll tell you what, strategy is all there today. Get the strategy right, anything's possible.
Exactly. All right, well, the fight for pole position is about to kick off here in Abu Dhabi. It's Q3.
No rain.
I
That'd
wish.
be interesting, wouldn't it?
Man, I
If they didn't
wish.
Look at the race weather. We've got some rain.
Rain makes
Jump
every
on.
race interesting, I would think.
12 minutes.
These guys have got 12
I don't
minutes.
think I've ever seen a wet Abu Dhabi race, I'm not going to lie.
I haven't
Is it
either.
rain there?
I thought a few sprinkles came down in 2018.
Does it
in
rain
real life.
in Abu Dhabi? During the year there is virtually no rainfall, an average annual temperature of 28 degrees. The annual rainfall is 1.7 inches, so that's across that's not much at all.
Nope. All right, who's first out on
What's
track? It looks like it's going to be Pac Bussy. Since Phil Mitchell was knocked out, it will be the Alfa Romeo Pac Bussy who will be first out on track.
For those wondering, the annual rainfall in the UK is 34 inches, so compare that to the 1 inch they have in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, it doesn't rain in Abu Dhabi much. Flaming Hobo. Has he been here the last few weeks? He's not really been up there.
He has not, but he's
recently.
back in for this race.
Final race of the season.
Good race to
He's
be
got
back
28
in for.
points on the board. The best finishing position so far was 5th, which he did in Monza and in Singapore. So maybe he can improve today. Obviously, Ted, a reserve, has got a full-time seat next season. He's proven himself, got some very good pace, and had some good racing as well. Xbox 7 Up, who, yeah, once again, looking for a win. He's how many times has he qualified pole? That's what I want to know.
He has about,
It's got
I think he has
3 or
about
4 at least,
3
I think.
pole positions so far, I think, in this season
And in
so
all of them
far.
he crashed,
Mhm.
I believe. So
Hasn't had a win this season.
Yeah.
Has a few podiums. He just needs to hunker down and actually get some good luck in the race for a win if he's starting on pole.
And Matt Brooks has done 4 races. He's came 4th in 2 of them, so maybe a podium for Matt. I think he would have got one last week actually if he didn't. I think he spun on
Yes.
the exit of the final straight towards the line around Brazil. So hopefully Matt can do something today. Bradley, who is fighting for P6 in the championship, his contender didn't get through to Q3. Was last in Q2, so his best finish obviously first in Singapore, and has had 2 other podiums as well, so maybe one more podium. Put a little smile on his face and get that 6th place. Is Swanee he's had a weird season, up and down, but he hasn't finished outside the points at all this season. So
Yep, joined in France and has finished points in every single race since then.
Tenek has he got a podium this season? I think his best finish is 4th, which he got in Russia.
Hasn't had a
Rest,
podium yet.
Yeah, maybe pull something out today. And obviously Boosie, 2 wins, 3 second places, and then the rest have been outside the points. He needs 21 points to jump Cameron, get P4 today, so
He's left the
needs the
session.
dub. And then obviously Hasbo in the lead of the championship, and Harley just moving into Tier 2 and doing Tier 1, I believe. But
Doing double
Flaming
duty.
Hobo on his lap, the best lap of the session so far is a 1:34.2.
I feel like we're gonna have a way better best lap.
I mean, everyone's going to be on the track now. The track's going to be nice, warm and toasty. Everyone's doing quick laps. Can we see maybe a 32, a high 32? Flaming Hobo then. Sector 3, come around to the final turn now. Comes across the line, sets a 1:35.7.
It's time they're going to beat. Here
right
comes Ted.
behind.
Invalidated.
Invalidated.
Xbox 7 up next up in the AlphaTauri. Quick man in qualifying. Let's see what we can do. Usually pull something out of the bag here in qualifying. It's a 34-4 to start off the day for him as Pac Busi slots in behind about 2 Teds back in the Alfa Romeo. Hasbo has invalidated behind him. Won't be him next. I think it will be Matt Brooks up next. Has it invalidated. Coming to the last sector now.
And fine for a podium. One race to do it, one race to shine as he comes across the line. Loses the rear end a little bit there, but keeps it, crosses the line at 35.0. Not a bad lap at all, and Bradley will be next up to cross the line.
Here comes the AlphaTauri. It's a 1-2 for AlphaTauri. So far,
very nice lap there.
AlphaTauri fighting for that Constructors' Championship. They're actually right in the thick of it. 1-2 currently so far here in Q3. Long way to go in the session, though.
I know the AlphaTauris have a history of fighting each other as well. The Swanee goes 4th of a 135.0, but yeah, the AlphaTauris have a lot of history fighting each other on the track, and hopefully they won't do that today. Maybe a bit more team orders and a bit more, let's go get that second in the championship, Constructors' Championship.
Yeah, they just need to hunker down and... Yeah, they just need to hunker down and beat Red Bull. They just need to...
Obviously, AlphaTauri had a nice cheeky boost when they got into the team. Obviously, Ben and Lanky. Sorry, that's the same person. Ben and Robbie, who were there at the start of the Tier 2 season.
That feels like such a long time ago.
They've done it, that's why.
Now we're already here in Abu Dhabi. At the end of the season.
I forgot where they got their points from, but yeah, they had like a 200-point lead at one point, so... Yeah, they're flying. Pac Busi is on an in-lap. Hasbo will be on a lap.
Needs to set a lap here in the Renault. Get one on the board.
Off guard. He comes across the line. That's looking like a very fast lap.
Well, it's a 34.0. Was almost in the 33s, but still a very quick lap from the Renault.
So a new time, a 1:34.0. Can we see a 39?
I have a feeling we'll see one.
33.
Absolutely.
Did I say 1:32 earlier? My head's just like, what did I say earlier? Bradley on his way to the pits. I think Swanee might have had a spin.
Yeah,
in
he's
sector 2.
He's way off the pace right now.
And
well, that's a nice camera angle.
Not to set a lap yet. On out laps.
In the harbor.
And Ted. Is Ted on a lap? He looks like he's going for it.
Might be.
3 laps on those tyres. He's got the red light for fuel, so if he does go for this lap, he's going to run out of fuel on his way back to the pits. This is looking quick from Ted.
He's going to risk the fuel running out for a good lap here as he rounds the last corner towards the line. Oh, it's only P7 though.
P7, second and a half up on his time, and yeah, he's going to run out of fuel on this lap most probably.
Yannick, next to cross the line, is on a lap.
Yeah.
He's on an in-lap.
On an out-lap.
The out-lap, yep. Hasbo's on an in-lap. Harley is on an out-lap. Anyone actually on a time lap at the moment? Don't think so.
Ted's on his way to the pits. So, at the minute, AlphaTauri in a very good position, but they need... I don't know what the point is with Renault. So, Renault are 12 points behind. If Xbox or Bradley don't score points and Hasbro wins, I think we could jump. I'm not too sure. We'll just have to see what happens at the end of the race.
Speaking of Renault and Hasbro, Yannick has just put in the fastest first sector so far here in Q3. Actually looking like a very strong lap here from McLaren. Showing great in Q1 and in Q2. Q3 and Q2. Maybe looking good here from McLaren. Oh, is he? As I say that, loses the back end a little bit there through turn 9. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. I knew it was going really well. So a little bit of a mistake. Still, fastest second sector. He's still up on me.
I don't know if that's a game bug, but...
no, because that chicane invalidates. Yeah. That's a shame.
Yeah,
if that was actually a good lap, that's a shame.
I mean, Harley then will be next as he
uses a lot of that curve.
With him there. I've decided I like the way the Mercedes looks. I didn't used to like it, but just The camera angle I use, it looks amazing. Just the
Are you
black
ready for next
rock.
year's Mercedes to look at? No.
Exact same.
Except with gray.
Wow.
Like on the
I
tail.
miss their old grey car. It was so much nicer.
I remember in the early parts of the game where it actually was in the game until they changed
It was the start of this season. It took them forever to change it as well.
Yeah.
Harley through sector 3. One more turn to go. This is looking like a decent lap. Maybe a 35 low. He comes across the line. 35-1. So 6th and 7th for Mercedes at the minute. As Mercedes teammate is on an out lap. The Williams of Flamin' Hobo on a lap.
6/10.
Thumbs up on his times.
Wow. Looking really.
I realised we do this the whole every seat, like every car we watch. One of us will say 1, and the other one will say 1 higher. Whenever we say the deltas up or down.
We're so
It happens
inconsistent.
all the time. I round it up, and you read the exact one it sees. I should stop rounding up.
or I should just start rounding up as well.
Yeah, you start rounding up. You start rounding up.
Fine. Here comes Flaming
And then it
Hobo.
comes across the line.
Actually, look like a very strong lap here from the Williams. He goes P5.
34.6. This is a very solid lap, but there's a lot of Bradley, Boosie, and Flamin' Hobo all within a tenth of each other, basically.
Speaking of Pac Bussy, coming through the third sector now, about 7/10 up currently on his previous
this is
time.
33.9. Very wide there. I'm surprised he didn't get invalidated for that as he comes across the line.
Lap of the
Is it a
33s. That's a lap of the 33s. 33.7.
What a lap.
All right, Hasbro, what can you do with that?
And I'll tell you what, Phil Mitchell will be scared now if Boosie can keep those times up. Could jump Cameron in the standings.
Tenek, P8 for the McLaren. Splits the 2 Mercedes. Next up, it's Xbox 7 Up, who's actually second down. I think he's going to set off for another one right here.
And next, I mean, Matt Brooks then in 7th. No, Harley is 8 seconds up this time, so no, not Harley. Matt Brooks in sector 3, the sector of time. There's a lot of time here. You make one mistake on your lap, you lose a lot of time. A lot of people are using traction control assists. Imagine not using that. I tell you what, it's horrible. I hate driving Abu Dhabi with OTC. Matt Brooks coming around the final turn now. Can he improve from 7th? Crosses the line. He does. Goes
good lap.
Good lap from Brooks.
Ted about to set off.
Who was on the
Ooh, does Ted have enough time to complete this out lap?
He hasn't changed tyres.
No, he made it. I think we're a step behind, I think, of the drivers on track currently. I think there's like a few seconds still left in the session. But this is it for everyone. They need to get on track and get a good lap in as we have a yellow flag, sector 2. Pac Bussy, who already completed his lap. He's done in qualifying, actually looking very strong in pole position. Who's going to challenge?
As well, he's in the pits, so he's finished. So next up,
Xbox 7 Up.
Will be Xbox 7 Up.
Goes a little wide, doesn't invalidate.
He's 4 attempts to jump to 2nd. I think so. Boosie was on mediums and Swanee was on mediums, correct?
Yes.
So yeah, Boosie in a good position here for that one stop. But Xbox 7 Up then coming around this final.
Wide,
he goes wide.
invalidates. That's it.
That's his lap over. Boosie's on an in lap, so his lap is no longer. Matt Brooks is invalidated. Is that Harley?
Yep, Harley's invalidated. Tenek has spun it.
Invalidated. So Ted invalidated. He just invalidated as I said that. My bad. Hasbro is 0.03 of a second up at this time. Needs to find about 3 tenths if he wants that P1 over Boosie. So he has some traffic in front of him. Gets out the way, so it's alright. And I know Tenek up ahead's already off the track, out the way. Can Hasbro find 3 tenths in his lap to take P1 here at Abu Dhabi?
Nice and smooth here through the hotel section. Good for the world champion. Can he grab pole position in the last race of the season?
This is looking quick. People improving their times left, right, and centre every lap they do.
Here he comes to pole. It's a 33.9, but it's not pole position by about 2 tenths. It's Pac Bussy on
and
pole.
Swanee does a 34.2 just behind, and then Mercedes into the pits. Flaming Hobo's on an invalidated lap. Tenek as well. So this is the finish in order. Boosie goes P1 with a 33.7. Hasbro second with a 33.9, and Swanee third with a 34.2. So some big differences there, and you can tell if you don't get a lap perfect, just the time difference. Everyone's, just everywhere. Time everywhere.
Well, that's
So
another pole for the Alfa Romeo. The back
of which can he get? He is fighting for second as well in the championship. The top 5 besides Swanee, who can jump up to fourth actually. Sorry, 5th. If he wins this race and the Williams don't score, he'll jump to 5th place. If not, he can overtake the Ferraris, who are 4 points ahead. So everyone in the top 5 fighting for constructors' points here, and the Mercedes as well, 2 points behind the McLarens. So Mercedes and McLarens will be fighting for those points as well. But yeah, everything to be settled here in this last race. No one's confirmed anywhere besides Hasbo, who won the Drivers' Championship. So hopefully an eventful race to come.
I doubt that. But, Russia threw up an interesting race, surprisingly. So I might give Abu Dhabi a chance. Might.
Anything can happen. But we'll go through the order then. Boosie P1, Hasbo in P2, Swanee in P3, Xbox 7 Up Bradley, who, see what happens between those guys, getting 4th and 5th. Matt Brooks in 6th, Flamin' Hobo in 7th. Not a bad quality for him. Probably won't be too happy with his time. I know he didn't get much practice in Tenek in P8, who we knew was a lot quicker than a 35-1 as well. Harley in P9, and Ted didn't really get to put a lap together either. Him and Tenek definitely should be further up the board. But like we said, if you don't get your lap perfect around Abu Dhabi, your lap's over.
That's right.
No mistakes. But now, after an hour of qualifying, we move to the race, of which will either be really good or really bad. As we found that out when Max won it last season in the Red Bull. As Jacob has decided he no longer wants to race engineer Swanee. He's fallen asleep. But predictions then. Who's going to win this race? As Jacob actually wants to come back and commentate for his race engineer. Put Swanee for the hats.
Oh my god.
Hopefully that doesn't put him in a seat.
I think that top 3. Personally, I think that top 3 might stay where it is.
We have no idea what the strategies are, and I think that's going to be something as Jacob leaves again. But we'll see what strategies do here. Phil Mitchell set his in. Bradley's got his in an Xbox 7 Up. Has anyone else going to pick your strategies? Quick, people. So, let's have a look on the lap data. Not lap data, the details. So, Boosie on the mediums, Swanee on the mediums. Everyone else in the top 10 on the softs. Insane Power has chose mediums. Phil Mitchell's gone for the softs. He's going for the 2-stop. Fusion and Mark on the mediums. Bling on the soft, and Davies on the mediums, which is good to see. Normally picks the hards, but it's always just getting caught up. So it's saying a 2-stop for the mediums as well. It's saying a medium, soft, which makes sense. Obviously the soft, medium, soft makes sense, but medium hard is what I'd go with if I'm on the mediums. As Tenek has left the session, hopefully he can jump back in before the start. I don't know if you want to ping him an invite. Depends if you're feeling nice or not. But,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll ping him in.
What was your prediction for the top 3?
I think it's going to stay the same.
I'm going to say I want to go interesting. I want to see a new winner. I want to see Matt. I reckon Matt Brooks 3rd. I'm going to say Xbox 7 Up in 2nd, and I think Swanee will take the dub today. I reckon Boosie and Hasbo. Hasbo's on the quicker tyres. He doesn't have anything to lose. He's just going to full out race go today. He's doesn't need to think about points really. Just wants to race and get through the field. If Boosie's too defensive though, maybe a collision between those two. So anything between those two could happen, and I think that's going to be a lot of contact today, especially on this first lap. A lot of different tyres and a lot of different drivers on the field. I reckon. Do you think AlphaTauri can secure the P2?
I think they can, if they just have a nice clean race. They don't.
I keep saying P2. It's not P2. It's P1. My bad.
Yes.
Can win
if they have a nice clean race, they don't run into each other. They don't have any incidents with each other. They play it nice and safe. Then yeah, they could definitely take P1 over Red Bull.
They need 32 points, so they can go 2nd, 3rd, 3rd, 4th. Can they go 4th, 5th?
Oh,
That's 32 points on the dot.
they would need a fastest lap as well.
4th, 5th, and the fastest lap is the lowest they can get. So they need to finish where they are right now
With the fastest
with the
lap.
fastest lap. What happens if they draw?
I think it would be.
Oh, Nelly.
There's got to be a rule. I think it would be.
Race wins?
Yeah, I think it would be race wins, which I think AlphaTauri would take
Then
it. Would definitely be AlphaTauri.
Yeah, because of the guys beforehand, right?
Yes.
So 4th and 5th with the fastest lap but secure it. I'll
That's
let
right.
you do the race start if you want, but 4th and 5th without, and they'd still get it. So just 4th and 5th from the Alphas to secure it. But yeah, did you want to do the race start?
I got you. It's the last race of the season. I want you to do it last week. I'll take it from here. Thank you.
I'll take it from here.
All right, as all the cars get ready to line up with the grid, only 16 today. A little disappointing, but hopefully we'll still see a pretty good race. We're waiting for the Williams of Phil Mitchell. I think that actually, no, that's wrong.
It's flaming over.
Yep, wrong one. All right, here we go. Lights on for us, not for the drivers just yet. As now they're beginning to rev up their engines. It's lights out and away we go. It's a good start for the Alfa Romeo of Bussy, but also a better start there for Hasbo as he breezes past the Alfa Romeo to turn 1 for the race lead. On the inside, Swanee also has gotten the Alfa Romeo. And into P2 goes the Haas. Following behind him, the AlphaTauri going wheel to wheel with Flaming Hobo. The Flaming Hobo holds the spot as Xbox 7 has had a dreadful start, is dropping down positions as now Matt Brooks is going to send it around the outside of the AlphaTauri. But Xbox 7 is going to keep
goes
the
down
spot.
to 4th and he's attacking the inside of Bradley. Actually, a bit of contact there, but he keeps it side by side. Though Bradley's going to have the pace advantage using the overtake and the better tyres. Is it gets the position?
Yeah, Bussy is going to fight it back here on the inside with overtake, wheel to wheel down to this corner on the brakes. I think it's going to be the Alfa Romeo, and it will be the Alfa Romeo trying to switch there in the AlphaTauri. As Flaming Hobo set it up the inside of the AlphaTauri into turn 9. What a move from the
He's going
Williams.
for the Alpha as well.
Flaming Hobo not playing
Using
around
all the
today.
overtake.
Is he going to send it the long way round here on the Alfa Romeo? No, does not have enough momentum to carry him through as battle for P9 as Phil Mitchell's made his way into the point. After starting at the back, and Ted has had a dreadful start. He drops all the way to 16th after starting 10th.
I'm going to say the same for Tenek as well. We saw him on the start. I don't know if you saw it. He got overtaken by 3 cars as soon as the lights went out. He had a dreadful start in the McLaren. Everyone making it through at the start. Lee Davies and Ted fighting in the back.
But leading away there,
Good to
lap
see
1,
everyone.
it's Hasbo, followed by Swanee. Then Pack Bussy, Flaming Hobo, Bradley, who's actually under
Fusion
threat
Gamer
here.
actually Tenek side by side through that final turn. And the Fusion Gamer gets through. Nice move from the Alpha driver there, who wants to see what he can do for constructors. Actually, the McLaren of Tenek is lagging, I think, as he nearly gets killed by his teammate.
As now the battle for P5 is heating up again. It's 3 cars as Matt Brooks is going to try to send it. Oh, they make contact.
Alpha.
Matt Brooks is spun around. Bradley.
Brooks and Alpha.
I think that was
Alpha and Matt make contact, and
that was a little bit of a.
someone else got wing damage there.
I think Matt Brooks had the initiative to try to send it down the inside. Sent it 3 wide into that chicane. Didn't have enough cars to fit. I definitely think Matt Brooks is at blame with that one.
But here we see Harley going for a move on Fusion Gamer, and then he's going to brake later. He's on the soft tyres, has the inside line.
Fusion Gamer pinches him down. Harley with wing damage.
Fusion Gamer has the good, just like really good grip through that part there. And
Actually, he's now going to try to
get
challenge the
through.
Williams. Phil Mitchell here for P6.
3 wide.
As no, Harley's going to send it down the inside. Lock up from the Alfa Romeo. Contact a little bit. Yeah, Harley had to back out of that one. Disappointing there for Xbox 7 up
Gamer's
in
getting a bit
Matt Brooks there.
aggressive. Fusion Gamer sending it where you shouldn't put your nose.
Going around the
Really-
outside of the Mercedes.
Off
This
the
is losing him.
track.
Man, these guys are getting really racy here for the last point spot. Is okay.
They're going off the track.
Don't know
to
how to
overtake
talk
each other.
about this. This is so insane. It's still more contact there between the Alfa Romeo and the Mercedes. Tries to think, oh, and sends it on the inside and around goes Harley. Yeah, no, that's definitely on Fusion Gamer.
He's actually got some wing damage. I
Bad.
don't know what is going on there. Some very questionable driving between there. I don't know what the Alpha's doing, to be honest. He's just diving on everyone everywhere. So some yeah, questionable driving there. That'll be something to talk about.
That moves Xbox 7 up back into the points. After those pit stops.
I'm not going to be happy with this, Donny. I think Filmich might have got some from the Xbox 7 up spinning, but see what he can do as well.
Asbo's opened up
the gap at the front.
2.4 second lead over the two guys on medium, so actually a further 1.2 seconds back to the Alfa Romeo Pack Busi. He's actually trying to chase down Swanee at the moment. Besides this battle for P6, the whole field spread out as now here comes Mark trying to set it down the inside of the McLaren. Tenek. Actually, that's not Tenek. My bad. That's Insane Power. Not close enough, though. A little bit of lockup there from the Alfa Romeo in front. DRS for the McLaren. What can he do against...
What's interesting here is Bradley and Xbox 7 Up won't get the championship here as Xbox 7 actually side by side with Ted into the left turn, and Ted gets through.
Yeah, these two teams battling for the constructors, so...
And Ted wouldn't even secure the points for the constructors because he's not a full-time driver. So he needs to defend. He's done the Nico Hulkenberg, helping the team out.
Oh, Fusion Gamer locked up, went wide and almost dropped it. Battle with Insane Power here for P6.
Fusion Gamer's really holding up the field here.
Yeah, he's struggling on those mediums. Does he have damage? I don't think so.
No.
Just seems to be struggling.
Will be cooking them. Xbox 7 Up and Ted still fighting as Ted actually jumps into the pits. So maybe some wing damage for him. Or he's just going for a super early strategy call here.
3 cars battle for B10. It's Lee Davies, Matt Brooks, and Blink. All within about... Actually, you could throw a blanket over him and they'd be under it all. Matt Brooks is trying to find his way past the racing point. Not close enough. Into the chicane to try to make a move. We have to wait for the DRS zone. Nice racing gear in the mid-pack.
Matt Brooks will want to be getting past sooner rather than later. He has the DRS, so it should be pretty easy. Using a lot of overtake though, which is interesting. On those soft tyres, or breeze past Lee Davies, who's on the mediums, and Blink also needs to get past. He's on the softs.
Matt Brooks gets past Lee Davies and moves back into the
Look
points.
At the traffic jam here. The gap, the top 5 flying away.
And then Fusion Gamer really holding up the mid-pack.
Yeah, he is boosting. He's got no ERS left. He's just making sure. He's trying to defend the guys behind us. Blink actually gets past Davies on the DRS straight. I think Lee Davies got a little bit slidey.
That's the racing point down to 12 now. As Tenek is now starting to close these guys up here on the soft tire after...
Yeah, Tenek disconnected. He's having internet issues.
As Blink picks up the first 3-second time penalty of the race.
That'll be something interesting from Hasway. He's in the lead in a minute, but after the few invalidations we saw in quali, I wouldn't be surprised if he picks up a few penalties today.
Oh, as Fusion Gamer runs wide, grabs a penalty as well.
Very wide. I'm surprised he's only just got one if they were racing off the track earlier on. But yeah, there's a massive pack behind this Alpha. They're not going to be too happy. They need to get through as Lee Davies. Looks like he might have picked up some wing damage.
As he's out.
Yeah, Paul's retired.
That's a pretty disappointing way to close out your season. As we got a spin, it's Mark and Xbox 7 up into the wall. And the parting of the seas for Tenek as he gets through both cars and makes it back into the points.
So from bad to worse.
For AlphaTauri.
Yeah. Bradley wing damage, so he's going to have to react to that. It's actually one of Mercedes has crashed, Harley.
Oh, Harley is missed pit entry and crashed into the pit wall.
He's going into the pits. He's probably going to pause her tire as well.
Yep, there he goes.
So they not looking to finish this race.
Insane Power is right on the back of Fusion Gamer. Can he finally get past the Alfa Romeo?
He's not got his DRS on. I don't know if that's a bug for me, but there you go.
He's not using any of his overtake either.
He's going to look down the inside.
He's going to have to stay behind the Alfa. Have to stay behind the Alfa Romeo for another lap, or maybe not, as Fusion Gamer's starting to struggle.
If they're going for the one-stop, racing this much isn't going to help him.
As to be fair, Bradley is starting to close in here on the Williams Flaming Hobo.
And Boosie's still within a second of Swanee as well, but they have used a lot of ERS, and you look at Hasbo, he hasn't used any. He's going off the natural pace, but you can see those softs are starting to die off as Fusion Gamer picks up another 3-second time penalty. Flaming Hobo also picked up one.
Matt Brooks picks up one. And actually, Insane Power had a terrible exit As now here comes Matt Brooks, going to try to send it a long way around at turn 1. Contact as the McLaren of Insane Power doesn't have a front wing on the right side end plate, and that's Matt Brooks to P7. Nice move for the Mercedes.
So McLaren off the track. Tell you what, people are just making their own racetrack today. A lot of people
As
everywhere.
Bradley has made it inside the... No, he's not inside the DRS range, but he is now. Would get DRS on the next straight, but now Pac Bussi's on the back of Swanee.
He's been moving this gap for a long time. He's saving his ERS, using the overtake as just a free speed boost down the straight. Those two both on the mediums, so they will be racing towards the end for that track position. As, yeah, it looks like Fusion Gamer still holding up the pack. Yeah, Insane Power lost his gap, and Matt Brooks isn't within the DRS, so to catch up to Fusion Gamer again. And I don't know what happened with Flamin' Haber and Bradley. They seem to have dropped off the pace a lot compared to the front three. Maybe an instant between those two.
Yes, Fleming Hobo picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Safety car would be interesting now to see some of the guys at the back get back in it. So Phil Mitchell pitted early. He's on the mediums. Maybe I'm not sure how long the mediums can go. He can probably still do the soft medium. Just needs to get those mediums.
He's into the pits. Comes Flaming Hobo.
5 laps in the softs, is that all you can do?
As he comes in
so
for
lap
his...
7 to 12 for the mediums.
Yep, 2-stop.
So 2-stop starts now. So Mitchell did it 2 laps into the race, so he needs to get another 5 laps on.
Yep, it's a set of mediums going on
mediums.
to that Williams as he gets released. Actually, pretty quick pit stop from the Williams boys.
Look how quickly the softs have died off. Hasbro's lost a second to Swanee in the last lap, and Swanee's out on the back of him attacking, so the softs are dead.
Speaking of dying tires, I think Fusion Gamers used up his good of his mediums. But to be fair, Matt Brooks' softs are going to start dying here really soon. Might have lucked out there in that regard.
They'll be very close to the end of their lifespan, as has lost a lot of time to Swanee behind, and Boosie lost a lot of time as well. I don't know if he made a few mistakes in sector 2, but he's back within the second now. But it was 4 tenths behind Swanee earlier. Swanee, yeah, the exit speed on those softs is very quick compared to the mediums, which is in the straight. They're catching right back up. Will Hasbro jump into the pits this lap?
I think so. If he's doing that, if he's doing that 2-stop medium strategy, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he decides to jump into the pits right here, and that's exactly what he does. So Swanee into the lead.
Swanee leads the race at the minute with Boosie just behind him. Will Bradley jump into the pits as well? Yeah, smart choice. Hopefully he won't drive into the pit wall. He doesn't. Gets in.
Going onto the Renault. Pulls away nice and quick. And to be fair, Bradley's also coming in for the same strategy.
So Matt Brooks stays out. Blink stays out. They might be going for the soft hard, which would be an interesting way to do it. But I mean, anything's possible.
As Hasbro's going to exit, he had such a big gap to Fusion Gamer, he's actually come out in P3, only about 18 seconds off the leaders.
So how big's a
as Matt Brooks drives it round the outside of the Alfa Romeo. What a move from Matt Brooks. Takes P4.
He's going to be under attack now. The car behind has the DRS. Will Fusion Gamer actually get back past before
has
the
DRS,
next turn?
But has no overtake. But to be fair, neither does the Mercedes. Now here comes the Alfa Romeo to the inside. Matt Brooks is going to outbrake him around the outside. Holds the spot.
As Mazepin has joined. It's not a good sign. Mazepin spin, but yeah, Fusion Gamer on the back of Matt.
He's going to try to send it down the inside. Going to try to send it the long way around. Not close enough. Good move by Matt Brooks.
So Pac Busie 2 tenths behind Swanee.
Oh, he's going to be right there.
The lead of the race. He's right behind him into the final turn.
He's still going to start battling now. That's good for Hasbro. He's going to start to close up to the front too. As Fusion Gamer Matt Brooks have been fighting so much that Blink is starting to gain in on the action, but his soft tires are down. He's got yellow flag sector 3. It's for him. Oh, it's Tedek. He's dropped it.
He's dropped. Those softs will be not the nicest thing to drive.
Nice and warm and a bunch of dirt on them. As Fusion Gamer and Blink both head to the pits, and so does Matt Brooks. All three of these guys heading 4th, 5th, and 6th, all into the pits.
Fusion Gamer then. It's very early, but it's
weird strategy here coming from the Alfa Romeo is that's a set of mediums. So he's trying to medium soft as he replaces his front lane.
Boosie actually going for the move here on Swanee. Had the DRS, no ERS left into the turn here.
Oh,
He
contact!
pulls in front when he starts braking.
That's not a good. That wasn't a. I think Swanee wasn't expecting that. And to be fair, I wasn't expecting that either.
To do that, yeah. Pulled in very late in front of him. I don't know if Swanee actually got any wing damage. Not visible, but it will have something. Because he'll look to make it back past.
Not close enough.
Better of it, actually. But Hasbo's made a 2.5 so far on those guys.
Yeah, with them fighting like that, we'll take them a lot.
Soft, hard strategy from Matt Brooks. And Fusion Gamer's gone for another pair of mediums, so he's going medium, soft, and Blink's on the softs again, so he's going soft, medium.
What a variety of strategies we're seeing around. Yes,
I mean, the soft, medium is possible. You can do what he just did 9 laps, do another 9 and then mediums for 10.
Hasbo, 3-second time penalty. Track limits. After his qualifying, I'm not too surprised about that. As Blink also picks up a 3-second time penalty. Racing with Fusion Gamer on a faster set of softs. This is for P9 right here.
And Phil Mitchell, the two guys that had to pit earlier, both final.
Contact!
Phil Mitchell.
Breaks late, runs right to the back of the Red Bull. Takes out the Ballard. Ballard gets dislodged. I don't think so. I think he's okay.
It doesn't, no visible wing damage.
Xbox 7 Up racing with insane power. Yeah, he's slow right here. Those mediums way faster than his hards. I think Xbox 7 Up to try to move down here.
Very far down the order, yeah. From 5th to 12th, AlphaTauri need these points.
Ooh.
Is he
As
safety car?
Marcus dropped. Marcus spun it into the wall. Oh, big crash for the Racing Point. That's huge.
And Ted is pitted, so he's taking advantage of the virtual safety car.
That was a huge crash.
For... Is that a mistake? Is that
drive through penalty, speeding out the safety car. Hasbo.
Oh no! Well, that's just sauced up a little bit.
That's Hasbo out the window there.
What I'm surprised to see is Blink didn't pit for the hard tyres. I don't know. I think Ted's played it smart here. He doesn't have to pit again. 18 laps to go. Everything now is for him to do. 18 laps on those hards. He's not lost too much time. Right on the back of Tenek, and the virtual safety car's still out. This is what's gone in now is Ted gets a drive-through penalty.
No.
Speeding under the safety car.
Oh,
I know
man.
for a fact that's a game bug. You come out the pits, it doesn't show you your
delta.
It doesn't show you the delta until about 5-10 seconds after you get out, so he couldn't have done anything about that. And that's so stupid. They need to sort that out.
Hey, he's into the pits, gets back. Listen, he's in.
Boosie's in. Swanee stays out. I think Boosie might take advantage of the drive-through that Hasbo has. They don't need to defend him off, so they can go early. And Hasbo's jumping into the pits now to serve that drive-through. Hopefully, he won't get a speed into the pits.
So this is a soft tire heading on to the Alfa Romeo. So he's going to go for a medium, soft, medium. Just close out this Grand Prix.
Soft.
Or medium, soft. It's now Hasbo is in for his drive-through. That's going to lose him even more time. As now down the pit straight comes Flaming Hobo to take over P3. Flaming Hobo into the podium spot for Williams.
Might get it as well. It's going to be close.
Hasbo coming under the track now. Oh, this is going to be tight. Bradley's going to need to push. Nah, he's not close enough, I don't think. On the nope.
Bradley has all of his ERS, and so does Hasbo. So some fighting here is going to come. Phil Mitchell in 6th after the. I'm guessing that he might have crashed into. Oh, sorry, Blink gets past Fusion Gamer into the pits because Fusion after 1 lap. So he's
got a wing damage again.
Drive-through possibly.
Drive-through, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he must have got a drive-through from. Yeah, he's
another driver getting
time,
another drive-through. Now Ted is also in for his drive-through.
Yeah. But yeah, as we were saying, I think Phil Mitchell might have picked up some wing damage when the Mercedes of Matt Brooks, I think, an Xbox 7 Up made some contact.
Yes.
He got unlucky and got caught up in that. But
so how long is the pit stop around here? Because, you know, there's a...
I mean, Boosie's 19 seconds behind. When Hasbo came out, it was 18 seconds from the guys, but they were fighting. So I'm going to guess it's around 19-20 seconds. There's Xbox 7 Up and Insane Power actually fighting on the main straight. Xbox 7 Up gets past, hits the defensive line.
Swanee's in
keeps the position for now. Swanee jumps in. It'll be interesting though. Will he go for the hards or will he copy Boosie and go for the 2-stop?
I don't think that... I don't know. Let's see what the
personally
Haas team is gonna do. That's a set of mediums. It's gonna be a medium soft here. Admittedly,
no one's trusting the one stop beside Matt Brooks, who's doing the soft hard. He knows
busy.
everyone else in front of him's got a pit.
Back into the lead. Now can Flaming Hobo jump Swanee? Nah, he's not close enough, I don't think.
Look at the undercut.
Wow.
2.5 seconds Boosie's gained from that. Who was in the lead? I think Boosie was leading.
Yes.
Still, 2.5 seconds. That's a lot of time to who's got in the undercut there. And Bradley's in the pits.
Technic 3-second time penalty.
Bradley got a drive-through.
Yes, Bradley, I guess, drive a drive-through. Is that how many drivers got a drive-through? That's a lot of drivers.
People getting caught out by the virtual safety car.
So Matt Brooks is going to jump into P6. Oh, and actually, it's going to be wheel-to-wheel between the Mercedes and the AlphaTauri. They make contact. Oh, as Bradley's rounded off. Keeps it going. Doesn't take any wing damage. What a disaster for AlphaTauri. Xbox 7
Matt Brooks saw him coming out the pits, and he was just holding his normal racing line. Didn't see the Alpha come out, and yeah, just left it too late to notice. Obviously, the engineers at Mercedes not doing a good enough job warning them of the traffic. As Fusion Gamer gets past Insane Power. Insane Power actually has wing damage on that left side of the wing.
Wow, AlphaTauri were in a position at the start of this race to secure the Constructors' Championship, but now they're not even close.
Yeah, everyone's getting caught out with everything. We've had drive-throughs, we've had everything, but Hasbro's made up a lot of time here.
Yeah, he's really closed in here on Flaming Hobo, even with the drive-through penalty.
Bearing in mind, on the front, on the guys at the front as well, he had he pitted for the mediums, and he did a drive-through, and he's still with the guys in front. Obviously, Pack, Boosie, and Swanee have both done well. They're all at the same point of the race now. He just needs to get another 6 seconds to catch up to the guys at the front. Phil Mitchell will have to pit again. 10 laps you can do on those, so he needs to do about another 4 on those mediums before he can pit again and go to the end. Matt Brooks obviously going to the end as well on the soft hard strategy. Those hards will be nice and what's the word? Degraded. Nice
and worn out.
Degraded. Nice and not there at the end of the race.
Now here comes Hasbo. Huge run on the Williams. I don't think Flaming Hobo's going to fight that, and he's not. Hasbo back into the P3.
With the clean air, start to catch up to the two guys at the front.
Williams.
Swanee both on the same strategy.
Williams looking really strong right now. P4, P5 for the Williams squad. Not too bad.
Bearing in mind, both of them have been caught up in something, I believe. As Hasbo goes very defensive. Flaming Hobo was looking around the outside there, and Hasbo squeezes him off the track. As Flaming Hobo nearly lost the car, they managed to save it. But
that's some nice defensive work from the Renault.
It's maybe a bit too defensive. Nearly, Flaming Hobo didn't react that quick. Maybe both of them being taken out there.
As Tenek is now on the back of Bradley in the McLaren.
That's a good point, actually. Hasbo just picks up a penalty, as I was going to talk about it. Has 6 seconds left of penalties. So, 20 fastest lap, a 1:37.6 on the medium tyre. Going quicker than Boosie then. And maybe using a lot more ERS, but he's got a lot more to use. So, Boosie's not going too quick on those softs. He was 2.5 ahead of Swanee when he came out the pits. Swanee's made 3 attempts on the slower compound of tyres, so he's just made another 2 attempts in that first sector there as well. So
thirdly, a guy going really fast on his set of soft tyres is actually the Ferrari of Blink, who's actually close right up to the back of Matt Brooks, obviously who pitted for medium tyres about 4 laps ago. So this is about to get real racy right here. Admittedly, they've also closed in here on Phil Mitchell as well, who's yet to make another pit stop in this Grand Prix.
Yeah.
So
he needs to go as long as he can on those mediums so he can jump onto another pit later on.
Matt Brooks gonna get the DRS here on the Williams. I would say Mercedes, the Williams Mercedes, powered by Mercedes. As
Phil Mitchell
breaking the toe. Wow, what a nut! Breaking the toe here down the front, down the long straight. Matt Brooks almost thought about setting it up the inside of the Williams. Not close enough.
But that opens it up to Blink then. Blink on the
yeah, here comes Blink real fast.
Using the overtake and the DRS. A little bit of contact there.
State of intent. Here they go, wheel to wheel. Oh, squeezed by the Mercedes. Keeps him away and keeps him out of play. Phil Mitchell holds his spot. They all hold position.
Insane power. Always retires in the pits after getting a 5-second time penalty. Not what you like to see, but we move.
Tenek down the inside of Bradley into this section of the track. You don't really see overtakes around here. Tenek's going to try to send it the long way around. Bradley on the inside, Tenek on the outside. Tenek has to concede. Oh, but runs to the back of the AlphaTauri. Gets it back.
Very late.
Wow. Bradley holds spot. Matt Brooks is really on the back of Phil Mitchell now.
Tap the back of him. Yeah, those mediums will be dead, but he's doing what he needs to do. He needs to stretch those tyres out. He needs to pit again.
Yellow flag. Oh yeah, that's insane power. I was gonna say.
Phil Mitchell, needs to have
under pressure.
Or Matt Brooks is going to get him on the DRS, and I think Blink might get it as well.
If I was Phil Mitchell, I'd let them go.
The back of Phil.
They're on a different strategy.
I wouldn't swerve because those tyres have got to go further. Obviously, Blink needs to pit again as well.
But
so
admittedly, Matt Brooks doesn't have any
DRS.
Yeah, he doesn't have any DRS to play with in the fight against the Williams.
So he defends the first straight, but he's going to go straight into another one. And this one, I guess you could say, is
it's in the overtaking hub for the most of this Grand Prix. Matt Brooks already had a good overtake once. Can he do it again? Phil Mitchell defensive. Matt Brooks gonna try to send it the long way around. He gets the space, but not enough. But Blink gets up the inside of the Mercedes. And finally, the soft tires on the Ferrari pay off as he makes it through into P6.
And he'll be right in the back of Phil now. Those softs are very quick compared to the dead mediums in Phil Mitchell's car.
Swanee can start to see the Alfa Romeo again with Pat Lucy, who's 4 laps on the softs. Might start to fall off just a little bit here in the stage of the Grand Prix.
So this is where Phil needs to let Blink go before the DRS straight.
No, he's gonna fight it.
DRS and defend.
He's not letting him
Matt
go.
Brooks.
Oh, they make contact.
Right. Off the back.
He had to let off. Got too much of that dirty air behind the Williams. Matt Brooks now trying to get racy here. A little bit sideways. This is allowing Xbox 7 up to close in on the battle here for P5. Mitch needs to let him go. As he doesn't. What a defense from the Williams. It's not going to pay off. As now here comes the Ferrari. Yellow flag, sector 3. Ted pause retires in the pits.
Phil Mitchell breaks later.
Breaks really late. The Ferrari on the inside. The Williams on the outside. Wheel to wheel off the chicane. It's the Ferrari with the advantages. Now here comes Matt Brooks with DRS. But now they both have DRS on the Ferrari. They might go 3 wide into this corner. They do. 3 abreast heading towards the chicane. Blink misses out. As now Matt Brooks tries to send it around the outside. Is he going to benefit from this most? They make contact. And that's going to be Matt Brooks into P5. As Phil Mitchell dives. Goes wide. As now the Ferrari Blink gets through. Wow.
Matt Brooks made a double overtake off the track, so I don't know how the game's allowed that. And then, yeah.
Yeah, that's how dead Phil Mitchell's tires are. He just can't really fight.
Yeah, he should probably jump into the pits this lap because those mediums are dead. Which he doesn't. He stays out for one more.
Xbox 7 up now going to be on the back of the Williams as well. Though his tires are about 3 laps younger. So 11 drivers left in this Grand Prix.
As well. But Xbox 7 Up's catching up as well. He's on 10 up old mediums. He's right on the back of Phil.
Yeah.
Phil's on the back of Blink and Blink's on the back of Matt. So halfway into the race and got another DRS train.
Yep, well, the DRS train. Admittedly, it's only 4 cars long, but still pretty big DRS train. So Mitchell got the DRS off the back. Bradley's, if they keep fighting like this, Bradley's going to join right in on this battle, as well as Tenek, who's only about 1.5 seconds behind.
If you look at the front, actually, Swanee's I think he made a mistake because
He's dropped back as now Pack Boosie's into the pits. For his set of mediums to end the race on. Is he ahead enough? I think Hasbro's going to jump him as well.
Yeah, I think Flamin' Hobo might be quite close as well. Maybe a bit of traffic for Boosie.
This is going to be close for the Alfa Romeo. In, set on the medium tires. Gets away. Oh, not going. Oh, well, now he goes. A little bit of lag from, I think, from my end. As Pack Boosie makes it out. As Flaming Hobo's come in as well. I think this is the perfect lap for Flemich to jump in and get a new set of tires on that Williams. Pack Boosie comes out P3. Flaming Hobo comes out now. As Phil Mitchell is in. Blink is in, Phil Mitchell is in, and so is Xbox 7 Up. All three of these drivers are in for the last pit stop of the night.
When coming out that final turn, Phil Mitchell nearly lost the car, so will Blink get held up here?
There's Bradley going through Tenek with a 3-second time penalty. As Fusion... Oh, Tenek has spun it round!
Tenek.
On the last corner, he spun it.
I think he touched the curb in a virtual safety car.
VSC, I don't think that deserved a VSC. It was just a guy spinning around, but still, VSC, good for these guys in the pits, actually. As he pulls retires. Yep, Tenek is out. So everyone in this Grand Prix will be scoring points.
Phil Mitchell's gone for the softs.
10 laps on softs,
they'll make it. They'll make it.
They won't be very good, but they'll make it.
And with traffic as well.
Not going to be too hot.
It's very sad to see.
As Matt Brooks, drive-through penalty. Leading under VSC. No podium for that Mercedes today.
So Hasbro's got a 6-second penalty. Flemnova's got 3. Fusion Gamer and Blink 9 and 12. So still a lot of position to be made by everyone on the grid. If Boosie wins, Phil Mitchell needs 4 points to keep P4. So he needs to get his foot down.
And that's exactly what he's going to do, I think. Pretty spread out here for most of the grid, actually. The only real battle is for P8, I believe. Is one of the closer battles on track. Actually, is the
Xbox 7 actually overtook Phil Mitchell in the pits, so
yeah, well.
The AlphaTauri crew are ready for it. As Matt Brooks goes to serve his drive-through.
That's a shame there for the Mercedes. It was in a good spot.
Yeah, he was.
Might not lose too much time here, though. It's now down the pit straight comes Fusion Gamer. I think he's going to jump him. But besides the Alfa Romeo, I think he's going to keep P7. He does.
Bradley still needs to pit, so 18 seconds off his time. He's coming out P7 at the minute. Hasbro needs to pit. He'll come out just in front of Flamin' Hobo, if not behind. And Swanee needs to pit. So a lot of positions still to be changed. Fusion Gamer will need to pit again. And Matt Brooks, depending on anything really, if he tries people. But Phil Mitchell's actually on the back of Xbox 7 Up, has the DRS. He's going to look down the inside.
Nope, not close enough.
Better of it. His Blink's got a red X next to his name. Is he disconnected?
I think he's having some internet issues. Oh yeah.
Sorry, Matt Brooks and Fusion Gamer fighting for positions here. Matt Brooks
sends
it. Sebastian.
His Fusion Gamer comes back on the track in a very dangerous spot. Yeah, that wasn't very smart there from the Alfa Romeo as they make contact again, and there goes the front end plate. As Blake makes it through. Oh, they get contact. Blake's round into the wall. Fusion Gamer's round.
And the Xbox 7 and Phil Mitchell have to go off the track to avoid that.
That's a shame for Blink.
Once again, just Fusion Gamer went off the track to overtake Matt Brooks.
That is absolutely 100% Fusion Gamer's fault right there. As
being too aggressive.
Yeah, made it a little contact there with Blink as he drove back past in the Ferrari.
I don't think retaliation's the way to go when it's your fault.
I assume that the FIA would have to look at that.
Yeah.
I'd actually no, I wouldn't assume. I'd say they'd recommend. I'd recommend they look at that just a little bit. But Xbox 7 Up.
There's no need.
On the back of Matt Brooks. As Blake pulls retires in the pits. He's out.
I mean, at least we're getting some racing, because this could be a lot worse than what it is. Matt Brooks, Xbox 7 Up, and Phil Mitchell. I'm surprised Xbox 7 Up and Phil Mitchell got through, man. They were right on the back of him.
As now, here comes Blink. Here comes Xbox 7 Up right through on the Mercedes. AlphaTauri into P5 and P6. Starting to work their way back up to where they need to be. But no contact between Phil Mitchell and Matt Brooks. A lot of contact here tonight in the season finale.
I think because Matt Brooks went for the, I think he went for the switchback on the... Sorry, Pac Busi's in... Swanee's pitted, sorry. Onto the softs. So Pac Busi's in front. Hasbo still has to pit.
Yep,
Pac Busi's right on the back of Hasbo. Phil Mitchell and Matt Brooks fighting as well. Matt Brooks not giving up that position easily.
And Phil Mitchell gonna get the spot. The Mercedes.
On those soft tyres. 7 laps to go.
Bradley will probably jump in pretty soon here, and so will Hasbo. They're both on the same strategy.
I mean, Hasbo had that drive through as well, so he's missing out a lot. And Pac Busi's
now,
right
here
on the
goes
back of him,
Busi.
has the DRS.
Actually, Hasbo's gonna fight this one. Now he does not, as Pac Busi gets the spot.
Had a bit of a lag spike then.
So the lead goes back to the Alfa Romeo, Pac Busi.
Look how much time that Phil Mitchell lost to Xbox 7 Up and fighting Matt Brooks there. 2 seconds now.
To be fair,
It's about
Hasbo
5
is using a lot of overtake to try to get past the Alfa Romeo. Down the inside goes the Renault. Keeps his foot in, they make contact. It's wheel to wheel, and Hasbo holds the spot.
People were very aggressive tonight.
Nothing to lose. Thrashley is last race of the season, nothing for him to lose. Oh, contact. Pac Busi brakes late, locks up the brakes, and runs to the back of the Renault. And this is a treat for Swanee. Swanee is in the best position right here.
Yeah, he's flying now.
As into the pits comes Hasbo. He holds up Pac Busi just enough and then heads into the pits. So I think Hasbo's in a good spot for a P3 unless Flaming Hobo will do something about it, but
I think Flaming Hobo will get in front, but I reckon, yeah, it will be close between those two.
Well, it's gonna be close.
And obviously the penalties as well. Flaming Hobo has 3, Hasbo has 6. Busi's actually done a purple sector 1.
As out comes Hasbo now, and nope, it's gonna be P4 here for Flaming Hobo.
Hobo, although he's on those mediums, if softs die after 4-5 laps, he just needs to keep a 3-second gap, and he will grab P3 on penalties. Do you want to take a look at Race Director and see how many warnings Hasbo has?
Probably enough to do it again, I would assume.
Yeah, maybe another penalty coming Hasbo's way, which he can't get if he wants to get a podium out of this race. But Phil Mitchell catching up to Xbox 7 Up here. I know he wanted a lot more out of this race than what he's going to get.
Hasbo's on a warning right now after he got his 6-second time penalty. So he's on 1 warning right now.
And if these two start racing, maybe another one to come. A lot of people will be getting warnings.
That'll be another one right there.
Off the track. So the pressure getting to Hasbo. 9 drivers left on the track, so all will be getting points. A lot of DNFs. I think this might be the record DNFs we've had in one race.
Swanee, fastest lap of the race.
7 seconds is down to 3.5. But I'm not sure he'll make it. I don't think he's going to catch up enough.
I don't think so either. Hasbo, fastest 3rd sector, is not going to try to go for the fastest lap as well. So as it stands, AlphaTauri are going to have to wind up with 2nd here in the Constructors' Championship.
I mean, no, this is 5th and 6th. How many points do you get for 5th? 10?
10, I think so.
25, 18, 15, 12, 10, yeah.
Yeah.
So they need something to happen in front for them both to jump up a position, because if they both jump up, then they get it.
They would need a miracle and a safety car.
Indeed. So Mitchell is catching up to Xbox 7 Up, but with the penalties, Xbox 7 Up would still keep it. Hasbo now 13 seconds behind Swanee. Don't think he's going to get much better than third. This is the point of the race where with 9 drivers, they're not going to be very close to each other. But anyone that did have collisions this race and didn't pause retire, I have respect for you. And everyone that paused retired, I don't know about that one, Chief. I think no matter what, you always keep going. You never pause retire from a race, anything can happen. So at the minute, your prediction for the top 3 is correct.
Right now. Right now here in lap 24. It's right. Maybe.
4 laps to go.
I
don't think much more could happen. The only thing that will happen now is just driver error.
Wreck and safety car. Eh.
Time, I suppose, grabbing on. You can't get a safety car now, I don't think. If it comes out now, it'll be out for 1 lap.
Nice.
Is it that you can't? It goes in with 3 laps left.
Swanee's actually dropped a little bit of time here to pack Boosie. He's now down to 4. It's now, the gap is now up to 4.7 seconds. It was 3.7 a lap before.
Boosie's pushing really hard. Those mediums have still got a decent amount of time on them as well before they start to die. So it's looking good for Boosie. Just can't pick up a penalty and put himself at risk. As Hasbo's on the purple sector too. Ooh! Hasbo picks up another penalty, and Xbox 7 Up and Bradley fighting on the main straight. So the teammates switching positions. Bradley's mediums will be dead.
Yep. So
he hasn't pitted again. Is that a soft medium from Bradley?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bradley's on a soft medium. 15 laps. Those mediums are probably on the edge of popping. That would be interesting. A puncher maybe from the Alpha to come.
So penalty wise, Flaming Hobo is now in the position to inherit a podium position.
Just needs to gain a bit more time, but Hasbo is going for the fastest lap as he does that. A 1:36.3.
Phil Mitchell is now closing up to the back of the AlphaTauri of Bradley, who's now starting to struggle.
Mediums will be dead. 15 laps on those. I'm impressed he got that far.
As he just, yeah, he just lets Phil Mitchell go.
Is he jumping into the pits, or is he going to keep going?
Yep, jumping in.
Yeah, he jumps into the pits. Those tires will be on the edge of punching. I was surprised they haven't popped.
That was an interesting 2-stop strategy there from the AlphaTauri team.
I think we can say then that Red Bull, after my really bad calculations last week, have secured the Constructors' Championship.
That's exactly right. It's all that's down to play for second and third, and fourth and fifth.
And when we look at second, third, and fourth, Alfa Romeo will get 25, 26, 27 points today. So that's 293. No, that's bad. How many points again did I say? 25, 26, 27. So 27. 98, so there'll be 3 points ahead of AlphaTauri, but Xbox 7 Up and Bradley are both getting points, so they'll go up. And Hasbo's only getting, how many points is Hasbo getting?
That's only about
15.
15, yeah. But now with fast lap, so it's be 16.
So that's 98. So I think Renault at this point will be 1 point ahead of Alpha.
Wow.
And Renault will be about, I think, 5-6 points behind the other Alpha?
That all comes down to Hasbo's tires dying off here at the end of the Grand Prix. Can Fleming Hobo run him down and grab that podium position from the Renault?
Yeah, anything can still happen. 2 laps to go. It's not hard to spin here, so for all we know, the Alfa Romeo of Boosie could bin it, Hasbo could bin it, and the Williams go and secure max points, and they jump up. I mean, Williams have secured 5th place in the Constructors. I think they've got to be happy with that. At the minute, Phil Mitchell's on 8 points, so he'll keep P4 in the Drivers' Championship. Boosie will just be below in 5th. Bradley has secured P6 above Blink, but Blink out the race. What other drivers have we got on the grid? Matt Brooks will jump. No, he won't. Matt Brooks will still be behind Jack in the Williams, because Jack's up in 4th, which he's having a very good race. Flaming Hobo, obviously a lot of people getting caught up and stuff. He's just kept it clean at his own race, keeping it going as Hasbro has a fuel warning light on. As Boosie picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, okay.
So can Swanee make 2 seconds? I mean, those softs aren't dead yet. He just needs to put his head down. 2 laps to go. That's got to be some motivation to go for it now.
Yeah. All he needs is 2 seconds. Is now Fusion Gamer has gotten past Matt Brooks, who is not in the car at the moment.
Brooks is ghosted, yeah.
So in terms of Alfa Romeo, they just got another point. That's 28 now. 28, 29. I think out.
29.
29. So Hasbro's going to have to start trying to save fuel here.
Yeah, it's Flaming Over needs 6 seconds and 2 laps, which I don't see him getting. So, yeah, Phil Mitchell has a 3-second time penalty. He's not going to have any chance at really getting past Xbox 7-Up unless 7-Up spins or something. I mean, his mediums aren't old either, so it's not like they're going to pop anytime soon. Phil Mitchell on the worst set of tyres compared to those two.
Actually, wrong. 4.7 gap now. Now it's 4.4.
Bradley might go for the fastest lap here. He's on the soft tyres. Not got much ERS, but can still push for it. So yeah, I think Matt Brooks getting very unlucky today. Did he have 2 drive-throughs in the end, or was it just 1?
I think he had 2.
It's unlucky for Matt Brooks. You got to feel bad for him.
It's the final lap of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Backbooster leads about 4.6 seconds the gap to him and Swanee, but obviously he does have a 3-second time penalty, so Swanee can just...
If he makes any mistakes here, Swanee needs to make 1.5 seconds to nab the lead, but something tells me that's not going to quite happen. Will Pack Boosie break under pressure? We'll have to wait and see.
He's been cool, calm, collected every single time he's been in the lead and under a situation, under pressure.
I mean, normally under the lead he has a lot more penalties than this. He lost a few races to penalties, but as you said, yeah, at the minute, for the last 4 races, he's going to win 3 of them if he doesn't make a mistake on this lap. Who are you thinking for driver of the day today then?
My eyes are firmly set there on Flaming Hobo up there in P4. He's done a great job today as everyone around him just falls to pieces. He picks all of those pieces up and gains them for himself.
Yeah, I think Flaming Hobo or Phil Mitchell, both good in the Williams. Phil Mitchell had the incident on lap 2, pitted, did the 2-stop, and still going to walk away with 6th and keep enough points to save his 4th position in the championship. Yeah, Flaming Hobo's had a very good race, and
Swanee not going to be able to close on Pakabusi, but we end off the season with, well, admittedly a little bit of a boring race, but Pakabusi, round the last corner, wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Fireworks for the Alfa Romeo. Great way to close out the season. Swanee gets P2 on the line. Here comes Hasbo, your world champion.
He somehow has managed to secure P3.
Gets P3 in this race. Wow. Wow. Gets P3 right at the end. Good way to cap off a championship season.
His best finish of the season being 5th. Has finished 4th.
Nice.
Nice race from Flaming Hobo. He takes our driver of the day as well, Xbox 7-Up, who yeah, had a decent quali. They're not gonna they're not gonna get enough points even to secure the P1 in the constructors, but they crossed the line. 5th.
As here comes Phil Mitchell. Interesting race strategy from the Williams. Comes home in P6.
Got caught out with an incident earlier on and managed to 10 laps on the softs and a couple on the medium as well. Bradley, who mediums nearly made it, but
didn't make it quite. That's P7 for the AlphaTauri. Fusion Gamer with some questionable moves here.
Interesting move.
Yeah, I would say some questionable moves today. We'll round up P8.
Retaliated blink as well, but he's going to come across the line and secure 4 points, so he doesn't finish on 0. 3 races in, and he takes 19th, knocking Chris down to last in the drivers. But that is the end of Tier 2, Season 1 for Tier 2 anyway. Once again, just a big shout out to Evan. Thanks for the help this season commentating.
Yeah, no
we'll
problem.
Get a few drivers in for interviews.
Been a great season.
I mean, an interesting race for sure. But Hasbo finishes Tier 2 as the driver champion, and Red Bull just secure the Constructors' Championship after I got the math wrong last season. But I am going to quickly grab a pen and paper just to see the finishing order of the teams, because I don't want to get this part wrong for interviews. But Pac Busi taking the win this week, and yeah, hopefully he'll have a good season in Tier 1 next season in the Mercedes for the short 8-lap sprint. But let me just quickly do the maths. So we'll wait for this to pop up. Busi takes P1, so 25 points for Busi. And the other Alfa Romeo got 8th, and that's 4 points, correct? 1, 2, 4. So 29 points for Alfa. Then next up, Renault. How many points did Renault get? 25, 18, 15, and the fastest lap. So 16 for Renault. And then the other Alfa team getting 5th, which is 10. 10 and 6. No. Yes, 10 and 6. So 16 for Alfa as well. But yeah, Busi P1, Swally P2, Hasbo P3 with the fastest lap, Flamin' Hobo P4, good race from him, Xbox 7 up P5, Phil Mitchell P6, Bradley P7, Fusion P8, and Matt Brooks getting P9, very unlucky for him. Then all the pause retires at the bottom. Horrible. How dare you pause retire. I mean, bearing in mind there was 9 drivers on the grid, I think we still had a very good race. Again, a bit bland towards the end, but it is what it is.
Well,
I'll quickly do the maths. Whip out my calculator to make sure I don't get this wrong. So 271 plus 29, that's 28. 300 points for Alfa, so 27 behind Thingamabob. Red Bull.
Yep.
Alpha
Thingamabob Red Bull.
295 plus 16, so they got 311, so they finished above. And then Renault 283 plus 13. Finished just behind, so actually AlphaTauri keeps second, Alfa Romeo get third, and Renault get fourth. So yeah, let's get some drivers in for interviews. I think we can get most people in. We'll get Pac Busi in, obviously, securing the win. P2 was Swanee, we'll get Swanee in. Phil Mitchell's already in, so we won't invite him. We'll get Hasbo in. Xbox 7 up, I guess we can talk to them about how their race went. Some eventful stuff. We'll get just invite everyone at this point, might as well. I guess we can accept a long interview here, as we've got a lot of people. So Tier 2 drivers, anyone want an end of season interview, join the party. Ovs won't do everyone if everyone comes. Boom! Random. So 9 people in the party. Do you want me to go first, Evan, or do you want first picks? Picking a person.
Go ahead,
person,
man.
any person.
Go ahead.
I'll go first. We'll go to Busi then. Today's race winner, Abu Dhabi, the final race of the season, winning 3 out of the last 4 races. And I mean, if we don't talk about last race where he didn't finish, we can say 3 in a row, which sounds nicer. But yeah, Busi. What was the finishing qualifying? I can't remember where he finished in qualifying. I think it was P2. But went and secured the race win. Swanee maybe not picking the correct strategy to just beat you, but yeah, how'd the race go? And congrats on P1 in the final race of the season.
Yeah, I was really happy with the race overall. Didn't have a great start, but after that, I got past Swanee. Then I had quite a few laps. The gap between me and Hasbro. Then pitted for the soft, I think it was, and then after that, I was quite happy. The safety got helped me out a bit. Then gap over Swanee. So yeah, really happy with the race overall.
Cool. I mean, by 3 points, you missed out on catching Cameron in the Williams, so you finished 5th in the Drivers' Championship. Bearing in mind you joined at the halfway mark. 3 wins, 3 second places, where I reckon a couple of those could have been wins if they weren't penalties. I mean, not a bad season for you. Bear in mind you're only here for half of it, and yeah, some good racing from you as well. Obviously, Tier 1 next season for the short 8 race season. You looking forward to driving some quicker people and fighting for wins there?
Yep. Yeah. Bit more challenging.
Indeed. Well, from me and Evan, congrats on P1 today, and we'll see you next season in Tier 1.
Thank you.
Evan, your turn. Go, go, go.
All right. We'll go to our second place driver, Swanee. You clear your audio, man?
I am, yeah.
All right, so pretty good race from you. Good qualifying performance as well. Can't remember where you finished in qualifying, but I'm pretty sure it was a pretty good spot. Decided to go with a medium, about 1 stop maybe. Actually, I have no idea. Can't remember what your strategy
Medium,
was.
soft. No, medium, soft.
Thank you.
That's why.
Interesting strategy. I got your P2 in the end. Just run us through how you thought your race went so far.
It was alright. I knew on time trial pace I wasn't as quick as Boosie and Hasbro. They're normally just rapid, and the mediums. I thought my medium lap was good enough to get through. I just kind of secured it. Then I was happy with P3, hoping obviously Boosie and Hasbro take each other out, but obviously didn't happen. And then basically kind of was just waiting for Boosie to go in and just do a different strategy to him. It's kind of what Jacob called for and said was better, so I was like, why not? And VSC absolutely ruined me, and I lost 4 seconds under one VSC, and I think 2 or 3 under another. I kind of ruined it, but was happy with P2.
Awesome. Well, do you have the tier 1? Do you have a tier 1 seat, or are you fighting for tier 2 next season? Honestly, remember.
Tier 1,
I think he's both.
yeah.
Let me double check. I'll quickly double check. Keep talking, but I'll find out.
Are you excited for the short calendar next season? So,
I am, yeah. I'm quite excited about it. I mean, Tier 1 is quite enjoyable. I much prefer full qualifying. I feel it's a lot more enjoyable than short. So, see when Tier 1 does that, but it's quite fun.
It is just Tier 1 next season. Obviously, you can probably jump in for a few reserve races if possible. What I want to know is, so when Boosie went in for the 2-stop, did the 1-stop not come across? Did you not think go medium hards and avoid another pit stop and try and win the race that way? Did that come across between you and your race engineer?
The mediums, whenever they got to like 30 or 40%, they just start sliding everywhere, and I can really control them. And I just thought the hards would just be even more of a pain. And I was like, the softs, originally the game just said medium, soft or something. I kind of spoke to Jacob and Tom about it, and they were just like, yeah, good with that. And just do the alternate to what he was doing. But just the VST kind of ruined me, to be honest.
Wonderful. So a great race for you today, and best of luck as we have into the new season.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cool. Well, I guess I'll go next. We'll go to Hasbo down in. I was about to say down in P3, but still not bad after everything that happened today. Obviously, Q1 a bit eventful. You invalidated a couple of laps there. Well, no, sorry. Didn't mean no. Ignore me. Q2 invalidated a few laps on the mediums and just managed to throw one in on the softs, and then once again just invalidated a few. Well, just the whole qualifying session really, and then a couple penalties in the race and a drive-through penalty throwing you out the fight for the lead. Just run us through your race and
Yeah, so Q1 went well, and then Q2 went out in the mediums, trying to obviously get through. I was going to try the 1-stop if I managed to get through, but I don't know if you caught it on the stream. Going around turn 3, the long right-hander over the hill, the back end got loose, and I hit one of the curves and I got air and literally ploughed straight into the wall. I'm surprised I could still drive after that, because I was expecting it to DNF. But yeah, put a lap in on soft tires and managed to get through to Q1. Q1 went well, messed up a little bit on my last lap, so possibly could have got a pole, but happy with P2.
And then obviously the race you got a drive through. I think, was it coming out of the pits or was it just the Delta caught you off guard during your lap?
No, it was a Delta caught me off guard. So I've gone down to the long straight and I was green. And obviously, while it's VSC, I just picked my phone up and looked at my phone. So I've got a few texts on there and it just caught me out. Saw it at the last second, slammed the brakes on, locked up, and yeah, it still hit me with a drive-through. So what's a drive-through? Probably 15, 16 seconds on this, 'cause it's quite a long pit lane.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously I finished, 14 seconds behind pack, so I would have been right in with those at the front. And then obviously because I'd been screwed over with the drive-through, then I was just driving angry, and penalty after penalty after penalty, and then I don't know if you saw it at the end, it just smashed into the wall as across the finish line, just
I saw
my
that.
frustration.
Well, I mean, you have to blame all your girlfriends on your phone for messaging you whilst racing. Shocking from them. But I mean, Tier 2 driver season, that's not the English term. Driver champion of the season, the first season of Tier 2, ended up with 7 wins and 5 other podiums. So still a very good, dominant season. I think the only real mistakes came in, the one spin in Japan, and then Abu Dhabi just caught you off guard, really. But besides that, very dominant season.
Italy.
And we don't talk about it. We ignore that one. I was trying to dodge a bullet for you, but you pulled it out yourself there. But yeah, Tier 1 next season should be good for you. You've shown you're able to fight the top guys in Tier 1, so hopefully a good season for you next season. And yeah, congrats on the Drivers' Championship this season.
Cheers, thank you. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tier 1 next season. Obviously I got my first win there in the wet in Italy, so just keep on practicing. Fingers crossed, get my wheel sorted for the beginning of next season.
Get on that wheel.
So,
Imagine having a wheel and not using it. Shocking.
a place it or something to mount it on. To the minute it's just on the floor.
You could do that, play with it on your lap. Anyway, well, thanks to Hasbro. Congrats on the championship. Evan, take a pick.
Alright. I guess we can take the AlphaTauri boys in the double if you want.
Let's do that. But both the AlphaTauri boys at the same time. Make sure you both include your audio.
Yep.
You want to take it, Evan, or do you want me to do it?
You can do it.
Okay, cool. Well, 4th and 5th in qualifying from you both in Q3 looked good, and then Xbox 7 Up getting I shouldn't call you that. I should call you Tyler. My bad. Getting caught up in an incident with, I think, Matt Brooks.
Yeah,
I think caught a couple of people off guard.
He just went for a move that wasn't there. He just went straight between me and Bradley and took me out. It was a stupid move.
We had that on the stream. There's a lot of that today. We had a lot of people just not racing on the track. A lot of people finding their own racetrack. But yeah, from that point, it was just downhill for you the whole race, which is quite unlucky because 4th and 5th is all you and Bradley needed out of today's race. Obviously, Bradley, you finished 6th, 5th, 5th, 6th,
7th, I think.
7th. Oh yeah, your tyres at the end catching you off guard. But I mean, Xbox, you finished 5th after a very challenging incidental race, and then Bradley getting 7th after you had to pit. You nearly got those lead-ins to the end, but yeah, just we'll go with, I guess, Xbox Tyler first, and just run us through how your race went for you and how qualifying felt for you.
Qualifying was alright. I thought I would have done a bit better, but it's this track. It's stupid. It's complicated. Race went alright. The start was horrendous. I hated it. I hated the first 5 laps. I was completely raging over Matt Brooks. It was complete madness. At the end, I really wanted the top 4 people to just spin out and not survive the entirety of that. Especially, Harry. I really wanted that position where you were. It would have been very nice.
I think he's just turned his Xbox off, so he didn't hear.
Damn it. Yeah, I really wish I had a better race. I really wanted that Constructors' Championship, but it would have been nice. But it happens. Get unlucky.
It's always next season.
Yeah, there's always next season, and I hope to do well. I'll probably be the only point scorer on the team. Yeah.
Fair enough. From the heart. And then we'll get to Bradley next then.
I just think it was a bit typical that the final race decided to actually do well in qualifying. So that was a bit frustrating, but yeah, it's a learning curve, and hopefully I'll take that forward to next season, and hopefully compete in the qualifying, not only in the race. But then the race was actually a bit poor the day. I don't know what happened. I was caught out by the virtual safety car as well. Going down that long straight, and then you brake, and then yeah, your delta's red, and then boom, right through, and I was like, that's just typical. And
We
then
didn't even notice you got one at the first
it was
point.
awful.
We did wonder why you pitted.
And then I went in the pits and then came out and I got hit. I don't want to, put blames on anyone, but yeah, it was a little bit unfortunate, and I was actually quite lucky not to crash though. So to get points, well, the track was quite quiet, wasn't it? 5, 6 DNF, so I don't know. So I would have enjoyed the back markers to stay on, and maybe I don't know. It might have led to more crashes from the top, but no, it's fine. It is what it is, like we've said many times, and it's been a good season. I'm happy with where I finished.
Second in constructors, and you did keep the sixth on Ben. So yeah, still good season. You did. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, you got what? You got first this season as well. You got a win in Singapore.
I got a win
Second in Hungary,
yeah. Second in
third
Hungary,
in Russia, so.
and loads of opportunities to do better. But I'll just improve for next season. For example, in Belgium, Japan. A couple of mistakes that if I get them on my game, I'll be hopefully challenging for the title next season.
I think next season, Evan can agree as well. There's a lot of Tier 2 looks very good for next season. I'm looking forward to commentating it. Obviously, you and Xbox will be against each other next season. So some friendly rivalry between you two there, and then go for the new teammates as well. Yeah. I mean, I reckon you're both there to win the drivers next season. I'd say Red Bull looking like one of the strongest teams for the next season as well. So
yeah.
I'll be good to see you
Mitchell's a
two
teammate
race.
as well. That'll be good. I think us will be quite strong, and I'll wrap up both championships. But fingers crossed. Gotta get practicing. That's all. But thanks again, guys. Good season.
Yeah, congrats on second in the constructors, and yeah, we'll see you in a few weeks for Tier 2 when it starts up again.
Bye.
And Evan, we'll let you pick the next one. If you want to go with the driver of the day, feel free. You could do both the William boys at the same time if you want to.
Sure, let's take both of the Williams. Flaming Hobo and Phil Mitchell, y'all including your audio.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. A great day for both of you guys. A pretty nice qualifying performance, pretty nice race pace. Flaming Hobo obviously gets driver of the day. Had a really nice, clean, consistent race. We'll start with Phil Mitchell. How do you felt your race went today?
Quali, I went out in Q2, which is very disappointing. Saying that I should be fine for first even. A race. It was good first couple of laps, went from like 12 to 6 or something. And yeah, then I just got a red wing because someone spammed the track. Other than that, it was just a drive, a comeback drive, a recovery drive, sorry. And yeah, P6 is alright from what happened, but a bit disappointing.
Wonderful. Flaming Hobo. Obviously, you got P4 in the race, and obviously, you drive the day with it. How did your race go today?
It was weird. Simple. Weird.
Wonderful. Nice and easy.
We love these type of people, right? We
Let's
need more
go!
people like this.
All right.
Yes!
Well, good job for you guys for Williams. Where are they exactly finished
Let me have a look.
in
1, 2,
constructors?
3, 4, 5. So you came 5th in constructors. Karen, you kept 4th by 3 points in the drivers. So congrats to you on that. Jack, how many points did you get? 4th is 12.
Yes.
Quick maths. You come 13th. You managed to jump the guy in front of you that had the race win. So after 8 races, 13th isn't too bad.
Definitely isn't.
But yeah, next season, I need to remember the lineups. Jack, you are driving for Racing Point with Mark, who had a very unlucky race today, and Cameron with Red Bull. So you two, once again, splitting up from a team. You'll be fighting each other on the grid next season. Hopefully some good fights between you two. But yeah, I mean, a decent season from you guys. Some very unlucky. You seem to be the two drivers that get caught up in everything. But yeah, hopefully a better season from you two next season. Some new teams, a fresh mindset, and a fresh season ahead. But yeah, we'll see you guys in a few weeks for Tier 2. And yeah, congrats, Jack, on Driver of the Day.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Alright, I gotta dash, so I'll let you finish these out.
Yeah, I'll let these do last two. Thank you, Evan. We'll go to Blink next then, and then we'll finish off with Tenek afterwards. But Blink, are you including your audio?
Yes,
So 7th in the Drivers' Championship. Obviously, Bradley getting the head start last week, and then managed to get a few more points this week. You finished 10th. An incident between you and James, a very interesting one, because I feel like he was with you, Matt, Phil, just kept going off the track and making his own racetrack. Got you caught up in an incident, and then obviously you ended up retiring. But yeah, just run us through your quali and what happened to you in the race.
Well, I went into today's quali with a just mindset of going and just having a bit of fun for the last race. I mean, I already knew that Bradley had the head on me, and I think it was 8 points, so I wasn't really looking for much. I wasn't really expecting to beat him, since he's obviously a really good driver, and there wasn't many attending, so there wasn't no chance of me actually getting 15 points, with Harry and Pack and all those good guys racing in the top 3. So it'd be near enough impossible for me to beat him. So I just was going in with the mindset of, just having fun for the last race, trying to get as much out of it as I possibly can before I go into Tier 1 next for the short calendar. And my quality was just usual, and my quality pace isn't too good. I made it to Q2, then fluffed on maps with invalidation. So yeah, that's basically quality. In my race, me and Phil had some good racing, which I was quite happy about, because it's been a while since I've actually had such close racing with people, so I enjoyed that. And yeah, my incident with James, just I felt like it could have been avoided, but yeah, I'm not really angry. It was more of a racing incident, and just got to move on, really.
Well, I mean, qualifying, is the one thing you need to work on for next season. So hopefully, over the next season, we can see an improvement in that. But I mean, P7 in the Drivers' Championship. Bearing in mind, you missed a few races, obviously a few podiums at the start of the season.
Yeah.
In Spain and Australia, but I mean, it looks like your driving in Tier 1's a lot more up there than in Tier 2. I feel like you perform better around better people. I feel like.
I feel like in Tier 2 there's a lot more mistakes and impatience, which they need to work on. Whereas in Tier 1 everyone's more patient, they pick their moments, they use actual strategies to overtake people instead of, just send one from like 100 yards back, and if you get damage, you get damage. That's kind of the mindset in Tier 2, but it creates good racing sometimes.
Well, I mean, still a decent racer. I mean, unlucky for you. I mean, you still got a point. Didn't finish the race, you got a point now, so yeah.
I mean,
we'll just move on from today. And like never happened. You got a new season next season. Who's your teammate? Let's have a look. You haven't got one.
I don't have one.
So you'll have one before the season starts. Yeah. So we'll find you someone. But either way, McLaren a few weeks ahead, and then we'll see you next season for hopefully a better season. But yeah, congrats on the V8, and we'll see you in a few weeks.
Thank you. See you in a few weeks.
And then last but not least, we'll go to Tenek for the last interview. So Tenek taking P9 in the Drivers' Championship, and I'm not too sure where you are in constructors. I can't remember where Mercedes finished.
Mercedes.
I don't know.
Because Matt Brooks, we were 2 points behind Mercedes anyway.
You're 2 points ahead.
But I had loads of penalties at the end of the season that need to be added anyway, so. And plus
those points don't take points away.
Ahead. Not?
Nope.
Oh, right.
We'll see I can't remember where. I don't know where Matt finished.
I'm pretty sure he finished like P5, something like that.
I think he was P9, so it
P9.
might be
So it might
the
be
exact
drawn.
same, and then it'll be based on. Let's have a look. Who had the better finish? Matt got 4th. Liam got a 2nd place in Bahrain, so I think you'd take it just.
Okay.
But yeah, either way, a few unlucky incidents today. Obviously, your internet at the start didn't really help you,
Oh
and
man,
then
my internet was fine up until I went to go start my first flyer on in Q3. I was like, it was third last corner or something like that. I lagged once. I was like, oh okay. Then lagged again. I was like, okay, can you stop now, please? And then 4 times in a row I lagged. And then I was like, oh right, okay. If it's just gonna keep doing this, it was doing it down every single straight. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave, restart my game, join back, see if that helps. Didn't really help that much. I was on my only flyer, because I invalidated my first one. I lagged again, which lost us like 5 tenths. Because I had a lot of more pace in the car. And then I disconnected the formation map. So then when I joined back, I couldn't go in my car, so my front tyres were freezing cold. Well, I didn't, for some reason, my game just didn't want to give us the 5 red lights, so I was having to look at the front row to see if they were going up there. Because for some reason this game loved us today.
that's what I think my teammate had in my PC league. The lights just don't pop up on the screen, and it gives you a disadvantage off the start.
Yeah, and then at DNF, did you see what happened there? You see the video I sent in Discord?
Not yet, but I saw you into the wall on I think the last turn, and then into the pits and Paul's retired.
I didn't even go in the pits, I just retired straight on the spot. My car just went in the air. I'm surprised I didn't retire from that. I was just before the break zone. I had a massive lag spike. Then, if you look at the cliff, you could just see us go straight into the wall. Yeah, it wasn't very good.
I mean, either way, into what? You had a good qualifying session. The pace was there. Hopefully, next season you're in. Who is your teammate for tier 2? You've got Jack Gretton. So I mean, Jack's improving. He's improved the last few races. So hopefully you guys can get some good points. And I mean, you can get a few podiums. Just avoiding the collisions in the race, and you should be all right. I mean,
as well. Get better Wi-Fi.
Next season is a fresh mindset though, so hopefully a better season for you next season in 3 or 4 weeks' time. But yeah, overall not a bad season for you. I mean, just a few incidents getting caught up in a lot of stuff, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Hopefully a better season for you next season. You've got the pace, and yeah. But congrats on finishing in the top 10 on the standings for the whole season, and we'll see you in a few weeks' time for the new season.
Next time.
So, from me to everyone, thank you for watching. That's the end of the Tier 2 Season 1. Hasbro in the Renault taking the Drivers' Championship, and Red Bull managing to take the Constructors' Championship. Has jump into the driver standings quickly. Harry Hasbro getting P1, Callum Alfner P2, and then Swanee taking P3 with Phil Mitchell just behind in P4. And then in the Constructors, we had Red Bull in P1. Alpha Tauri taking P2, Alfa Romeo in P3, and Renault just behind in P4. But and a very eventful season coming up soon. Tier 2 stronger than ever, I'd say, for next season. It's going to be very close on the grid. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next season for Tier 2 Season 2.